that everybody's here, without further ado, we can get right back into the campaign. So last week, you all were approached, or you were all summoned, essentially, by Sildar, as recently in the past week, there have been issues with attacks on travelers coming into Phandalin. Numerous people, lots of issues, but most disturbing amongst them is that one of the survivors of one of the attacks claimed that it wasn't just wolves that were attacking, but werewolves, humanoids in wolven form. Expanding on this, Balin, you received some information from your confidant, as it were, that not only were these werewolves attacks taking place, but there were one of her close friends had been taken in one of the attacks, claimed, killed, as it were, and she wanted personal revenge. But not just were these attacks taking place, but the attacks were killing the adults and kidnapping the children, taking them hostage. From there, you all gathered up, met your new companion, the Bronze Dragonborn.
Yes.
I want to get sure that I had the right color there. Tashra, who was maybe not quickly assimilated into the group, but at the very least assimilated by some mean. You spent the night at Frozen Cloak Manor, only to realize that Blisk, apparently at some point over the past 2 months, has found Droop and been secretly trying to teach him how to be a proper goblin.
I'm never going to get over that.
Though that may be the second most unlikely thing, as upon being pleaded with by Balin, Blisk actually lent his prized weapon, the silvered or platinumed, as he believes, scimitar that had been embedded with one of the jewels they had found on their travels. The next day, you all set out, traveling north into the woods around Cragmaw Castle, only for fog to creep in, thick, unnatural, after a bit. And on the morning, the fire erupted into a ghastly apparition of green, of a very stoic, regal-looking man appraising each of you. And despite your efforts to put the fire out, nothing seemed to work. The fire vanished of its own accord, and you realized you were not in the same woods that you had gone to rest in. Traveling west, you all came across a massive stone gate that seemed to open and bid you in of its own nature. And traveling beyond that, you found a strange sight. Definitely lands that you had never seen or heard of before. Nothing that was familiar. The mist, a constant and horrifying thing that just kind of hung on everything. About less than a day of travel, you found a small village, the village of Barovia. Began to explore it. Though the first thing that you noticed was that there was this incessant sobbing kind of echoing throughout the streets. Instead of dealing with that directly, you all headed to the Blood of the Vine Tavern. I believe that's the proper name. I always get those mixed up because there's 2 names of it. Yes, Blood of the Vine. Thank you. And you met one Ismark Kolyanovich. And after a brief discussion of realizing that you have no idea where you are, or where Barovia is for that matter, he offered to show you to his home. In the meantime, you all met with the woman named as Mary, the sobbing individual whom had, as it turns out, had her daughter run away. And she was in deep grief because at no point had her daughter ever disappeared, and she had no idea where she could have possibly gone. Moving on from that, after some discussion with Ismark about how when people are in distress, you're supposed to help them, and him adamantly defending that we have our own problems, you came upon his house, which, for all intents and purposes, had been under siege. Claw marks and broken windows, burn marks, all seemed to assail this mansion, and upon stepping inside, you found not only had his father died recently, but that his sister, Irina Kolyana, had been bitten, as they've explained, by the vampire of the land, Strahd. Wanting to bury their father, you all helped escort the coffin up to the church, which, a brief talk with Donovich, you also found that his son, Doru, had been turned into a vampire spawn about a year past in a failed attempt of a strange wizard that had come to the land, rallying the Barovian people and marching on the castle, only to fail. Doru returned, vampire, and Donovich locked him in the cellar below. The burial went off without a hitch, and upon returning, a brief conversation transpired where Donovich suggested that you take Arena to either the Abbey of St. Markovia in Kresk, or barring that, at the very least, take her to the secured village of Valaki. These thoughts were interrupted by, in the distance, the sound of howling echoing out and being answered bit by bit until there were several calls of wolves encroaching upon the church that you are all in. Now we are coming to the current moment, where, as the moment, everyone is currently inside of the main chapel of the church. I will move you back over to that map. The light, it's gotten quite dark as night has now started to settle in its fullest, but the lights of the church giving you sight, at the very least on the inside. And all around you, you can hear the growling and even at some points the footfalls of creatures parading around the outside of the church. What do you do?
You said there were lights on in the church. I can't see hardly anything beyond my character.
Yeah, we're not.
Oh
seeing
wow!
Right now.
So apparently these lights that are in the church are not actually lights in the church. That's really stupid.
Are we playing
It's
this game
aesthetics. Yeah, apparently we're playing the game where the lights in the church are just aesthetic and they don't actually provide lighting because Roll20 is a piece of shit sometimes. So give me 5 seconds to fix that.
Hey yo, dark vision.
Hey.
I mean, I should have dark vision on. And I don't see anything.
I may have forgotten to update your token. I will do that. I'll
Okay,
do
cool.
you first because you are supposed to have dark vision. That is correct.
Cool.
Can we still have aid? How long does that last?
Lasts for 8 hours.
What does that do again?
Increases your
Nothing
hit point
for you.
maximum by 5.
Oh, that's
but
right.
You did not get
Yeah, I
it.
didn't get one. That's fine. I just was curious. While we
So
wait
we'll
for.
say this is 30. All players see it. Boom. And then this is 30. Hopefully this covers up most of the... That'll do.
Okay.
Because it is... You know what, I'll add... let's...
I think the front
Well-
hallway is the only other one.
Well, the front hallway does not have any lights.
Okay.
It's not actually visible. But we will add... You know what, I'll add one here. Here. And that'll do fine. That'll suffice just well. Alright, so what is the plan of action? As this
Do we
seems to happen, Ismark and Arena kind of curl around back to the back of the altar. Each of them do have a long sword they've drawn, but they're kind of sitting defensively, whereas the priest Donovich is just kind of curled up in the back and is staring around. He does not appear to have a weapon to defend himself with.
Are the windows closed and barred and everything?
The windows are, as much as you've seen with many of the settlements here in Barovia, the windows have been paneled and planked, so where they are secured, but the downside being that you don't see anything on the other side.
Has 8 hours passed since I cast aid this morning?
No, you still have aid.
Alright.
Actually, you cast aid when you... Did you stay the night at the mansion, or did you guys set out immediately?
We set out immediately.
Okay, so yeah, aid would still be in place. I'm not sure when you... Wait, when did you cast aid? Was that this morning?
Yeah, it was. So that's what I was thinking. It might be gone by now. It was kind of during the. It was
Yeah,
when
that would have been really early in the day, and it's... I'm just gonna let you keep it just because.
All right.
We're about
Let's
to
not
fight
worry about
werewolves.
it. Yeah.
No argument.
Hey, you know what though? If
It's
we
D&D,
can't
guys.
see
Time is
them,
loosey-goosey.
they can't see us.
It takes you exactly as long to get somewhere as I tell you it does.
We get there when
Whatever the
DM says we get
GM
there.
says.
Godlike power, guys. That's how it works. Anyway, so yeah, what are you guys doing?
I turn to the priests and I say, obviously this place has been under siege recently, given the marks. Is this the same kind of siege? And are we safe here, or should we expect a fight?
So I realized I was doing Donovich's voice wrong last week, so let me try and get a new impression of him.
Well, we have taken many sieges over the years, but should we hold? We will hold. The Morning Lord will not allow us to be taken. We shall be.
And as he's cut off by a moment, as you hear a loud rumbling, as something just seems to slam itself up against the shutters on this side.
Is there? I turn to the priest and Balin and say, "Are there arrow slits or anything we can fire outside with?"
Not here, no. Our church was not made with that in mind.
Oh, my owl's still outside. What is he seeing?
Was your owl still outside? Because I see your owl inside.
Oh, is the token in here? Where is? Oh, there he is. Okay, no, I thought he's in here. I guess I thought he was
The
outside.
token is right next to you. Yes.
It's so small now. It used to be a 10-foot owl. I like that better. Okay, so there's no arrow slits. Got it.
Fucking huge ass owl.
Odd pigeon.
As you're sitting there kind of contemplating, another few seconds pass, and yet again another loud bang kind of slams into the shutters here.
Is that the same spot? I missed the first one.
Same spot.
Okay.
I turn back to the priest and say, this place itself will hold, or the shutters will hold?
So he kind of looks over at you for a second, and then he looks over at the shutters as yet again another one kind of slams up against it. And Tasha, since you're the closest and you have a moderately good perception, you can see a slight crack forming down the middle of them.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and draw Talon and prepare myself.
Okay.
You're all seeing she does that, and tell the priest, where do you normally hide when this happens?
In time gone past, I would have sought shelter inside of the cellar. But with Doro down there, I do not know if that would be so wise.
Sounds like that's certainly safer for you. And then I move over here and ready in action that as soon as something comes in this window, I am gonna bash it with Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Grant.
The front door was like the most heavily barricaded, right?
The front door was
Look
made
out
of very thick wood and had iron bindings on it that would imply it was very tough, but it had also seen a fair number of assaults in its years.
Probably not as much as the shutters, so I'm gonna chill kind of here and hope that they can't jump out in front of me.
Okay.
Or out behind me. Actually, no, right here, because I want to be able to see the door.
Alright.
And
Moving over to there.
wherever high the ceilings are, I send Allie up.
Alright, so Allie is up. As you move to there, it is at this point that both you and Phil Dennis hear as another large bang slams up against this, followed by another one against these doors.
Damn it.
Can I prepare a Sacred Flame?
You can,
So,
yes.
When something comes through the window.
I tell the priest once again, get your ass downstairs now. The rest of us can defend ourselves at least.
So Tanovich kind of looks around.
I don't think that is such a good idea for me.
Well, maybe you should have thought of that before you locked your son in the basement and didn't feed him for a year. Meanwhile, Balin goes over to here and starts spreading ball bearings and caltrops in front of this door.
Okay. So Balin
Think it
starts
through.
spreading ball bearings and caltrops as Balin is ought to do.
Trapper's going to trap.
So in that instance, there's another loud bang against the shutter. It kind of shudders and begins to crack down the middle as it has several times.
Did you say
Another
the
one kind of
shutters.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to point
The
at that.
shutter
I'm sorry.
shutters, right? Yes.
I won't say anything else.
Just gonna shudder.
Another one slams up against the door. But as this happens, on the other side here, the shutters come completely open as a large wolf head just kind of bashes itself to the front and just snaps twice, pulls itself free, and then slides from the side. So
Big
this
flame
window
go
over
off?
on this side, that was not the door that you were all looking at.
Damn.
You were watching a different direction, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
Did it
this
actually
window
get
is now
through
exposed.
the window? It's inside the.
Its head busted through, but there was a moment where it could not quite get the way through and pulled itself back out.
Okay.
Assuming my
The-
trap is set, I just
But-
run back up so I can see what's going on.
Balin, you were not there to see it. The rest of you, the size of this wolf head was larger than any wolf you had ever seen. It was almost the size of a bear.
Can I hear how many of them? Like, does it sound to be just the 3 at these doors, or does it sound like there's others prowling around?
You can make a perception check. It's really hard to hear any distinction when, as you're sitting kind of up against this wall and readying yourself, you hear the one that is prowling around outside you, but that's the only one you hear.
Okay.
The others are either too far away or just not making any headway.
How large is this debris on the floor?
What do you mean? How large is the debris?
Okay, it's like a
Like
like a
the
half a
queue
bench, you know,
and all of
here.
this? I mean, I'm not going to say they're difficult terrain. They're just kind of in the way, and it's all just. Oh, you're looking. There's plenty of stuff on the floor that you can catapult.
No, I wanted to pick it up and or at least tip it over on that window there. Not catapult.
It's splinters. Like, there's not really anything here that you could
Okay.
put in front of this window. You're not going to be able to barricade yourself.
Okay.
I mean, you could, but judging by nothing of these pews that is still standing is anything remotely close to what was barricading the window previously.
I see.
Like, this wood is not made to secure. This wood is made to sit.
All
Do I
right.
have time to run over here?
Nothing seems to have happened yet. They're still
Okay.
assailing, but they haven't. The only breach has been on this window.
Okay. I want to prepare my lightning breath.
You want to prepare your lightning breath. Okay.
Yes, if I can do that, I think.
You can prepare your lightning breath. That
Okay.
that is a thing you can do. I would like at this point everybody to roll me a perception check, please.
Go.
It's not difficult to hear what's going on, but apparently only one person is going to hear it. So, in this instance, this shutter finally breaches as another wolf kind of slams itself through. Its body actually manages to make it halfway through the door, kind of wiggling through. This will trigger your attack, Balin, as it does wiggle through, and this large-ass wolf, the size of a bear, kind of squeezes through just a bit. Go ahead and make
Give me
your
Blink
attack
Shot.
roll against it. Yes, Blink Shot.
Damn, it's a
Bugbear!
big ass window.
Bug wolf.
It, like I said, it was not easy for it to squeeze through. All right, 21 will hit. So it squeezes through, and you just kind of embed this axe into its like the side of its shoulder blade. And as it finally finishes squeezing through, its head kind of rears around, snaps at you. At this point, we're not gonna roll initiative just yet. It's not made of wood. I should punish you for that, just for making that stupid ass joke, but I'm not going to. Tashra, despite this, you hear what sounds like footsteps on the roof.
Something that's on the roof.
And in the
Something's on
moment that
the roof.
she mentions that, the roof kind of falls in on itself, the wood raining down on top of you, as not one, but two more of them kind of fall to the floor, kind of collapsing for a moment. They kind of snap at each other as they wake up, but as they raise themselves up to their full height and look around at you, now I need everybody to roll me initiative.
Can I do my lightning breath since I had it prepared?
I'll let you do that, yes. My thought was that you were kind of facing it towards the window. So that
Oh,
would-
okay. I don't have to.
But she rolled a perception high enough to know the roof. So she would be the one that. Yeah.
Fucking every time.
DM's roll.
every goddamn time.
I mean, at that point, I was giving it to your discretion, and if you think that's not what she would have done, then it should be noted at that point too that would there be anybody in range of your lightning breath, the 15-foot cone? Depending on if you faced it that way, I guess you could hit.
It says it's a line.
Oh, yours
5
is
by
a
30 foot
line.
line.
It's lightning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's lightning, so it's not a cone. Sorry, I've been one of my other groups. The players they use breath weapon all the time, and no matter what type it is, it's always a cone. So it's gonna.
Well, it would hit
Sometimes I
probably
guess so.
both of these wolves if I did a line.
It would hit both of the wolves. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'll let you have that because you didn't actually make a perception check to realize there was something coming through the roof.
Okay. And it's a dexterity save. So.
Require them to dex save. Bring up character sheets. There we go. So something that's not. Oh, their initiative is not 21. Their initiative was 13. Didn't screw them. I'm still waiting on initiative from Balin and Tashra though.
Oh, I didn't
I'm
put
trying
my.
to-
You
I'm
have
trying to get it up. Yeah.
Do you want me to roll again with my icon, or just take the one I rolled?
Just
If
I
you
will
roll
add
again,
you, and then you can just add it yourself. Same for
if you roll
Balin.
again with your icon, you can then modify it afterwards.
There
Not
we
that
go.
I would
Yeah.
know that for accidentally doing that ever.
Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of the thing you drew, Balin. As I need
Yeah,
to-
sorry. I was trying to cut my token and everything was driving me nuts. I'm sorry.
So now I can exit.
roll for
It's not letting me edit it. Oh, there you go. There you go. No, that's better.
Mark.
No.
Ba-ba, and then I need to double check for Dragon Breath DC 12. Okay, so yes. So one of my biggest pet peeves with Curse of Strahd is that all of the NPC sheets, none of them are set to whisper rolls, which is just really frustrating. All right, so the two wolves, the one directly in front of you fails, the other one succeeds. It'll take a little bit longer for it to recover than it should have. So lightning kind of rips through it, dealing 10, and then 5 through the other one. Alright, at this point we are fully in initiative. And in descending order, the first person up is Blinkshaw.
Alright, with my bonus action, I am going to create my spiritual weapon. It will go right there next to Archimedes. Below Archimedes.
I still haven't made just a character sheet for this, but there you go. There's your spiritual weapon.
And that will attack this wolf. Actually, do you mind if I put it next to my wolf instead?
You can move it wherever you want. Like I've given you control.
Perfect. Then it is going to go there, and both of us are going to attack the wolf in front of me.
Okay.
Spirit weapon first.
Alright, that will hit still.
Yes. Good job, spiritual weapon. Oh yeah!
Bam.
The shield smacks the shit out of this wolf's face for 10 force damage.
And then Hugh Grant comes down and probably
Misses.
misses.
Tens.
Was attracted by the wood.
Yeah, and 4 weddings and a funeral sucked.
Alright, that is Blinkshaw's turn. Arena is actually the next to go, though it's tied with the direwolf, so I'm going to give her 0.1 just so that stays this way it should be. She kind of draws a rapier and prepares to defend herself, but she doesn't make any move to actually run and attack these things. Next in the line are the direwolves. From the window, the head appears again, and this creature begins to squeeze its way through. It's going to manage to do so, but it can only get that far before the end of its movement, due to how difficult it is for it to squeeze itself through this window. On the doorway, let's make a check. So things continue to pound against the front door, but nothing seems to come through. Meanwhile, on the inside, one of the wolves is going to attack Blinkshaw, but only rolls an 8.
They will not hit.
One of them is going to go after Balin as the thing that is nearest to him. It has advantage on this roll and gets a 20.
Hits.
You take 10 piercing damage, and I need you to make me a strength saving throw, please. Alright, so as this creature kind of bites into your shoulder, it shoves you to the ground. You are now prone.
Woo!
And the other one, not liking the fact that it just got hit by lightning, is going to go after Tashra, but only gets a 7 against her because it doesn't have advantage.
Okay.
All right. That is all right. Phil Dennis.
I blink away. Misty Step, I mean, blink, same
Mhm.
thing.
Okay.
I'll go there. And I didn't cast a cantrip, right? That's a bonus action.
Yes.
I'll do Ray of Frost at the wolf right on top of Balin.
Okay. That will hit.
Ha!
8 points of cold as lightning is. The strange smell of ozone in the air is kind of now intermixed with that kind of dull smell of cold, as the wolf has now been seared and frozen. I
That'd
believe
be
that
it.
is the rest of your turn. We come to Easemark, who kind of has a hand out in front of Arena, but with his longsword in his other hand, saying, "Just stay there. We cannot get involved in this. This is not our fight. Protect yourselves." Balin,
Is standing up my action if I'm prone, and does
half
it
your
provoke?
movement.
Okay.
This is half
I
your
will-
movement, and it does not
Okay, I
provoke.
will stand up. And since I'm in a scenario where I need to get the fudge out of here, but there's nowhere to really go, I'm probably gonna have to sacrifice my buddy. So I'm gonna call Archimedes down to help me with this wolf, the big one in front of me, and I will swing on him with advantage if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
First with the short sword, silvered short sword.
That one's gonna hit.
Doing so. Yeah, it's 17. And this is silvered. I don't know if that's more damage, or just regular damage.
It seems to strike true, and you do a damaging wound to the wolf. It doesn't look very healthy, or it doesn't look very good anymore, but it is still alive.
Does it look bloodied?
It is very well bloodied.
All right. There's really not a whole lot of places I can go since I cut off our only escape with all my traps. So I guess I'm gonna have to stand my ground a little bit, and I will swing my offhand, same wolf. And do I have advantage on the second roll or no?
No.
Okay, just the first one.
Help only works on the first attack.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna swing on the second wolf, and hopefully I'll survive getting attacked by the other one when it doesn't have advantage if this one dies. Please die. Hey!
Well, the good news is you crit it. The bad news is you don't get the sneak attack damage. So despite that 4 damage, it's still standing.
Fucker. Alright.
Horrible.
That was a really bad roll.
Oh,
That's just, I mean, that's a Balin roll.
That's a Balin roll. There you go.
I should be level 10 to keep up with this party. That's the only
No.
way to compete with
Tashra.
the statistical problems.
Tashra, it is your turn.
Thunderwave is a 15-foot cube. Does that
It is
include
a-
the one near the window?
A 15-foot cube would be would be 3 across by 3 across. It'd be 3 by 3.
Okay, so it wouldn't hit that one.
So I mean, it would target. In theory, you could target since it has to also originate from you. You could go this way.
Oh,
But if you wanted to target the one in the window, you would
Uh-huh.
have it would. You couldn't do that. You could not hit 2 of them. You could target the one in the window specifically, but that would be it.
okay, I want to do how can I do this? I'm gonna do right here. No, wait, that's not it. How do I?
You're not statistically doomed. You just miss a lot.
once you've drawn it, you have to select the arrow at the top left again,
Uh-huh.
and then you can move things around.
Okay. I just
Or
delete-
select.
So I'm guessing you're targeting right here, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, this one.
Okay, so that is 2 more saves. Go ahead and actually click your Thunderwave so I know how much damage you're doing here.
think that's just based off of yourself. I don't think
Is
you
it?
can. Yeah, I don't think you. Like, I think it's like a blast from yourself.
Yeah,
Basically.
it originates from you. Is how.
Oh,
cones
okay.
work.
So I can't choose where it is.
You couldn't just place it like all the way over here. I think it even says in Thunderwave that the range is self.
Okay. All right. So it'd
All
just be this one.
So with that, actually, I guess I need to make a save just to see what happens to that. All right, 2 saves, 2 failures, so they're both going to take full damage and get knocked away. As one wolf just kind of gets knocked across the room, it kind of slides to the ground here underneath the shield, but does not get back up. The other one is kind of knocked here and is knocked away, but kind of shakily picks itself back up to its feet. I don't believe Thunderwave knocks them prone.
Just pushed him.
Just pushed. Okay, so that one is knocked away, but still up.
And that was my action. So I think that's all I've got.
Blinkshaw, back to you.
Right. I'm gonna start with Hugh Grant in front of me.
That hits.
9 magical slashing.
Yep. And you cut again into the biggest part of its body. And it's looking rough, but it's still standing.
Then spiritual weapon into that guy as well. Nope.
Unfortunately, that is not enough to hit.
I am going to move here so that I can waddle farther away, or farther, when this guy does die.
Arena continues to essentially take the dodge action, protecting herself. Coming to the dire wolves again. Let's make some checks. All right. At this point, Phil Dennis, the window behind you smashes open.
Fuck.
As this one is breached through, as another wolf kind of barrels itself and begins to crawl through the store, kind of lifting itself up to its full height and turning to leer at you, but it was his action to break through, so it's not going to get any other attacks.
God damn.
And in the midst of this, I will say that, let's see here, with the hole in the roof, I'll say that both Balin and Toshra, actually no, I'll say everybody inside can see that there is another wolf that is kind of stepping slowly along the top of the roof, looking down, before it drops to here. Now joining the fray as well. But that leaves us with 3 creatures to make attacks, as one moves to engage Toshra. The others will engage as they can. All right, the first one will be against Blinkshaw, but he gets a 12. Next will be at Balin, not at advantage, but he still gets a 20.
They always do. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so 9 more piercing and another strength save, please.
Sweet. Oh, 9. Down to there now. Hey, I'm great.
And you are dragged prone again as it latches to your foot and pulls you to the floor. The one that dropped down does have an attack. And of the 2, he's going to go for Ease Mark at disadvantage because he's attempting to dodge. It's 8. And the last one is going to go after Toshra with advantage and gets an 18.
That hits.
Right. So it latches itself onto your leg for 12 piercing, and I need a strength save, please.
Okay, hang on. Strength.
As you've seen with Balin, it kind of latches to your foot and pulls you to the ground.
Okay.
You are now prone. From there, we come back to Phil Dennis.
Okay. I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
2 on this one and 2 on this one.
Okay.
I mean,
So you're casting at a second level.
I'm sorry, there's 3. Bleh. 2 and 1.
Okay. So 2 and 1. First 2, then last one, I guess. You can decide after you roll, though. That is your choice. All right. So you got a 3, 3, and a 2.
Yep.
So you're doing what? 8 to 1 and 3 to the other?
Yeah.
So 8 points slam into this wolf in front of Blinkshaw, and while it is looking very weathered and beaten, it is still not dead. Whereas
Oh,
the
shit.
one that hit next to Balin, takes 3 points, and is looking rough as well, but it is still standing and ready to fight.
And that'd be it for me.
Alright. Coming to Ismark's turn, he kind of, drawing his sword, he moves to engage with the wolf in front of him. His first one will hit. His second attack. His second one does not. But he does manage to cut into this creature's hide with his longsword for 8. Come to Balin.
I'm pretty hurting, so I'm going to go ahead and drink a potion. Actually, I'm going to stand up and then drink a potion.
Okay.
Potion of
It's your
healing is...
action to do that.
Yeah, it's my action. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna heal you next turn, but
I don't know that. We didn't communicate. And I don't think you like me. In fact, I don't think out of character, your character likes me, so I can't rely on that. Is it 2d8 for the first one?
2d4 plus 2
for healing.
for a healing potion.
And what's greater healing?
A greater healing is 4d4 plus 4.
I'll just go with the lesser or the regular one for now. So roll. I used to have a macro for this. 2d4 plus 2.
2. Great.
That was not good.
Watered down healing potions, guys. I don't know why so many groups are cursed with them.
So yeah, I stand, but that's half my movement. Drink the potion as my action, and then my bonus will be to disengage. Just to put some space between me. I just don't know where it's gonna be yet. If I run by it,
Run to the healer.
You the healer? Oh yeah, I forgot.
Pick
the things
one.
I can run over it. Yeah, 2.
Also,
3.
keep in mind, you only have 15 feet of movement.
Right. So I was here. It's 1, 2. That's 15
1,
over
2,
the corpse,
yes,
right?
That is fine.
And my social will be, I'm dying. Fix me.
All right. So Balin runs to his frequented healer.
Yeah, the one I know that likes me. And also, since Archimedes gets an action and no one bothered to kill him yet, he's gonna go over. Damn it! Click the token. Can I not control him anymore?
You should be able to control him, but it doesn't have. You don't have permission, so there you go.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna send him over Mia and help Blink. No, Blink Shell's gonna be attacking, or hopefully healing me. Over here, and I'm gonna tell him to help Tashra, and he's going to give the help action to Tashra as she attacks that wolf behind her.
Alrighty. Balin's turn. We come to Tashra's turn.
okay. For my action, I want to cast Thunder Wave one more time. So I'll hit both of these wolves that are diagonal to me.
So essentially targeting the same square. All right, go ahead and roll
Yes.
your Thunder Wave. Nice. For 10 points, they both need to make up their con saves. 1, they both fail again.
Nice.
So this one will take the full brunt of the
rolls.
10 and is knocked back. As Balin, one of the wolves is just kind of knocked backwards into you. Not that it requires anything, but it just kind of bumps up against you as it picks itself back up. This one is also kind of knocked this way as it kind of is pushed
Wouldn't it
between
been-
this altar and the other wolf.
This one and this one, though? If I'm putting it right on me, like...
So if
Yeah,
you put it there, if you were to put the square like around you across this way, you would also have to make the save.
I have to make the save on my own
It's
stuff?
centered on you
Yes.
and like explodes
Because
out from you.
Friendly spells do not care about friendly fire, unless they specifically state they will not hurt friendlies. So if you were to cast it in a way where it targeted yourself, you would have to make the saving throw.
Can you link
Okay.
Thunderwave, Tashra? It's one I picked in a different campaign, and I think it like originates from you exploding outward.
I would allow you to cast it in a way where it was centered, where you were in the center of it. That would be fine.
Right. Isn't
I
that
don't have a
what,
problem with that.
what it going out from me means?
No, so what happens is a cube
Oh, wait, I
originates
get it.
from you.
Right. I get it. I'm sorry. I understand now. You're right. Yep. Now I get it. For my bonus action, I'm gonna heal Balin.
You did cast Thunder Wave, so that you were limited to cantrips.
Oh, that's right.
It's all right. We all make these mistakes. This group more than most, for some reason.
Not true.
All right, and then I'm gonna do Sacred
It's
Flame.
probably that with that thunder wave, all of the pews that were still in place have just been like shattered and knocked all the way across the floor. There is the middle area here is literally just as clean as could be.
Then I'm gonna do Sacred Flame at this one.
Well, thunder wave was your action.
That's an action too. Okay. I am not thinking today.
If you have a bonus stabby somehow,
I
the
don't think
owl
I
I,
would
have
I
help.
don't
bonus,
think unless I don't think you have any bonus action cantrips. I think that's your turn.
Yeah.
I think we come to the
okay.
draw.
That's fine.
I'll do better next time.
It's all learning.
Hey,
You're not dying right now. Immediately yet.
Killed
Getting
the
there.
only wolf.
I'm also assuming you did stand up on your turn, even though you
I
didn't.
did.
say
I'm
you stood
sorry.
up.
I did.
I am going to shield bash this wolf right here.
Okay.
Oh,
That'll hit.
yeah, I am.
I even had the woof swing and a miss, but no, that's a swing and a. Your shield beats this wolf down, and it does not get back up.
And then I'll turn to Balin and say, I really need to give you a frequent healer card.
Pick your own
Something
fucking
broke.
locks next time.
So something broke there. You're gonna have to. I don't know what
Yeah,
healer
I
you're
don't
trying
know
to
what-
cast.
Cure wounds. I don't know what.
Alright.
Yeah.
There you go,
Whatever
man.
broke, I'm sure it was
8
like 100 hit points restored.
Or 8. I'll go with
Or
8.
like the second worst roll I could give you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The 8's what happened. Whatever the broken roll was like, you get back 50 hit points, and you go up a level, because that's what my life is.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Anyways, all right. I believe that's all you have on your turn, Beeling Shell, because I don't think you're gonna move.
Really? Nope, I can't.
Arena, she will draw her rapier and she will make a stab at the wolf in front of her. But apparently she doesn't know how to use that weapon because it misses horribly. And we come back to the dire wolves. All right. So the one that was kind of pushed away from Tashra that has also been engaging Balin kind of turns to look at him. So there's going to be a couple of attacks. There's going to be one on Ismark, one on Tashra, one on Phildennis, and one on Balin. The one on Phildennis and Balin are both going to be an advantage. The first one will be against Phildennis. It is a 21.
Oh, that hits.
So you take 12 piercing, and I need a strength save, please.
So strong.
All right, you are. So this wolf just kind of like pushes you to the ground and bites into your torso. Its hulking frame even larger than most you've encountered. This is a scary. Flashbacks to Venom Fang just kind of run through your mind.
Ah!
The other one goes for Balin, also gets a 20
Yep.
with the advantage. So this was 15 piercing and a strength save for you as well.
Jesus Christ.
That is a success. So it tends to push you prone, but this time you managed to kind of just stand your ground and not fall. The one against Ismark does hit. Oof. Ismark has to make a strength save, which he fails, and Ismark also drops prone. Lastly, we come to Tashra.
Okay. This time I'm gonna do a healing word
The
for
attack.
Balin.
The attack
The
against you.
It is attacking you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is not your turn yet. But it rolls a 12 to hit you, so it does not hit.
Okay.
That is the end of the barrel rolls. We come to Phildennis' turn.
I'm sorry. I'm really distracted
You're
today.
fine.
All good.
Listen, with the day I was having yesterday, I can't give anybody shit for being distracted. Yes, Phildennis, it is up to you. You are currently prone with this large bear-like wolf just kind of standing on either side of you.
Thinking back to my little novels, I'm gonna use catapult and fling a splinter at the one right in front of me.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm in front of him.
Wooden spikes.
I like the idea that you just like look underneath the wolf and try and stake it from below. Let's see if it works out. It
And then I
does.
stand up.
It gets an 8 on its saving throw. So this wooden spike just kind of impales into its side with a very strange, weak whimper from this massive creature. I can't do sounds of agony. I'm just not good at that. I don't have that talent. Do you have anything else you want to do on your turn, though?
Stand up. That's
Stand
it.
up. All right. Stand up. You're good. Ismark also attempts to pick himself back up. kind of using his sword for leverage before he moves back to start swinging at the direwolf once more. First swing will hit it. Second swing misses again. What is with that? As he manages to leave another cut in the side of this direwolf. And there we come to Balin.
Despite being horribly wounded, I've pretty much run out of, but I only have one potion left, so I'm going to defend my gnomish friend. And I'm like, get off my gnome! And I'm going to hit the wolf that's on Phil Dennis. But first, I'm going to I'm moving Allie to help me. So 1, 2. Let me see how far he has to get over here for.
Get off my gnome!
Yeah. Archimedes does not provoke when he flies away, so he'll go here and distract this dude. And that's the one Phil didn't hit with the catapult, right? The one above me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the one I'm going to thwap with advantage.
Yeah.
So 16.
That will hit for 60 points. Sorry, I was editing the owl sheet so that it actually had Archimedes as its name, just because for some reason I hadn't done that yet. For 16 points of damage, as you give a very serious stab adjacent to where the wooden stake is currently impaled inside of this direwolf. It is looking on its last legs, but it is still alive.
Huh. I was really hoping that didn't happen. Well, I'm Mr. Almost Dyingly Face, so I'm going to disengage with my bonus action instead of attack. And I can move through friendly squares with double movement, right?
Yes.
Just kill it! Just kill it!
No, because then the thing behind me is going to kill me. That guy. So I hide behind Blinkshaw and I say, Meat Shield, protect me!
That's a throwback.
Moral compass, Meat Shield, defend me!
Alright, we come to Tashra. It is now your turn.
Alright, now I'm going to do a healing word. On Balin.
Balin.
At second level.
A range of healing word is 60 feet, so yes, you are well within range. And Balin gives us back 8 hit points.
Hey.
At least one of those were a good roll.
And then for my...
I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted too, because Bethesda's got their, their please stand by thing on Twitch, and I've got that on my phone, and that's keep looking over, and somebody just, walked onto the screen and is doing some really weird stuff. So... They're, putting the Vault Boy to sleep with a blanket. It's creeping me the fuck out. Anyways, please continue.
And I'm gonna strike this one with Talon.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's a miss. So yeah, unfortunately, Talon swings, but is not able to hit this very oversized wolf. I believe that comes to the end of your turn, and we are back to the top of the order with Blinkshaw.
Turn to Balin and I say, hey, don't call it a comeback. You didn't even leave. And I'll give you another Cure Wounds.
Loving all them spell slots. Hey,
That's
there
a
we
little
go.
bit better. There's a life
Awesome.
cleric doing something useful.
14 points. As Balin feels good as new.
And let me just double checking my spiritual weapon to see how far it can move. I think it's 20 feet.
It is 20 feet.
Thanks for that. Then it will move. Can it get, and this is just 10 feet, so can it get through the wolves to there or no?
I don't think it can get through, but due to the nature of spiritual weapon, I believe it can move up and down and around, so it can go
Yes.
over them.
Okay, perfect. It will move there, and
It's also
attack the
ethereal, so I don't see why it couldn't go through.
Cool.
For a fair point.
It goes fancy pants to get through, and then gets solid and hits this guy over the head.
It doesn't like Captain America bounce off the ceiling and come back down.
Oh.
Well, that would explain why you got the 6. It's like, I'm gonna be fancy. It just kind of embeds itself in the floor, and you're like, shit.
Well, no, it was a 14 roll, but 1 damage plus the rest. Oh no, never mind.
No, it was a 14 cure wounds and then a 1 on the damage roll. Yeah, unfortunately, that is not gonna hit. No
I'm
way
gonna
you roll
move
that. Does
over
that
here.
hit?
Just
Okay.
gonna move over here.
All right.
Bit of embarrassment.
That's the end of your turn. We come to Arena. Arena once again attempts to use her rapier to stab at this wolf. She manages to succeed this time. piercing into its side for 9. The Kolyanoviches and the Kolyana. It's so weird those names have different names. But yes, the Kolyanoviches continue to fight and hold their own. But now we are back to the Direwolves' turns. So with this, we have several attacks coming out. We're going to have one against Vildinus, one against Easemark, one at advantage against Blinkshaw, and one against Hashra. Still, we're going to start with the advantage because that just does it for me. He gets a natural 20.
That misses.
Weird. So fortunately, I rolled really crappy on the critical side of that, so you're only going to take 17 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
And the strength save, you managed to hold yourself up.
I almost want to waste my only greater healing potion on shoving it in the face. Now we're even.
So like it kind of shoulder charges you, but doesn't quite manage to knock you down before its teeth sinks into your leg. Painful, but not enough to bring you out. The next one will go for Vildinus, not at advantage. Another natural 20.
Damn.
So you're going to take 16 piercing damage, and I need another strength save from you.
I got it.
Christ, that's 2 natural 20s in a row. That's getting up there. And it drags you prone. It's going to bat you back down to the ground, Vildinus, and continues to take this imposing stature over top of you. The one on Easemark would have gotten a natural 20, but fortunately they don't have it. That one doesn't have advantage, so it's only a 20. As it does hit him. He has to make a strength save, but he does not get dragged to the ground. He does take another nasty bite. These foul creatures, kill them, please. One.
I hate him.
Man who wouldn't bother fighting until they came over to him.
He's defending himself. The other direwolf goes for Tasha, but only gets an 8, so that one will miss entirely. We come back around to Vildinus.
Shit.
The one in front of you and the one next to Blinkshaw are both looking fairly rough. As well, the one that Easemark is fighting has actually taken a few decent stabs. The one across the room with Tashra doesn't appear to have taken anything at all.
I will cast the hazardous snowball attack. Can I get all 3 alright if I put it on top of the shield?
Centering, what is the radius on the snowball again?
I believe it's 10. Let me double check.
Centering it on the shield, you would run the risk of hitting Blinkshaw. And Donovich, for that matter.
Probably not then.
I actually gotta double check something with Snowball Swarm. As you are the only person in any of my campaigns that ever uses that.
Sorry, I can't remember. Oh, it's 5-foot radius, not 10.
A 5-foot radius would hit... centered on the shield would hit all the wolves, but nobody friendly. Yes.
Yep, that's what I would do.
This weird spell that nobody ever uses, but of course it's right up your alley.
It works for me.
I'm actually looking for it in the book, but I can't find it because I think apparently I got the name wrong. I thought it was like SNI.
It's Snill's Snowball Swarm, or Snillox.
Oh, that's not in the core book. That's like Elemental Evil, isn't it?
Nope.
Never mind. That's why I can't find it. All right, so there is a DC 15 Dex save for all 3 of these wolves. Fail, succeed, fail. So I'm going to say the one that is engaging with Easemark is the one that succeeds on this one. Alright, so the other 2 are going to take 15 as the snowballs batter and beat 2 of the wolves down.
At 12.
12. Alright, still, that is enough. As these
Aha.
2 wolves both collapse under the barrage of snowballs, they just kind of twirl about in a violent hailstorm.
2 points. And I stand up, that's it.
Alright. We come back to Easemark's turn. Who continues his assailing. With that, he actually manages to cleave into the side of the wolf. And with that, this wolf also drops. From there, he kind of checks the room, realizes that there's no one else in range, and kind of holds himself there. So he's going to put himself here between Arena and the other wolf. Then we come back to Valen.
you, Ben.
Oh, sorry. I was backwards. So you guys are be coughing too.
And typing.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but you can read the typing. I will take a dash. Use my bonus action to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 40 feet. Send Archie over here. Like I appreciate you not murdering him yet, because usually by the time, like the third time I do this, he gets murdered. And help me kill this thing.
Okay. Well, that's a stab. And for 11 piercing, the wolf takes its first wound.
Rats. I can't run away without provoking, so let's open attacks Archimedes and not me.
Alright, Tasha.
Okay. Bonus action. I'm gonna do a healing word for Phil Dennis.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna swing at the wolf with Talon.
Sure. That will hit. Dealing, I'm assuming you're using a shield, correct?
I am. Yes, I have a shield.
Alright, so it's the first roll, not the second one.
Okay.
Which is a shame, because that second roll is a really good roll. As Talon cuts into its wolven flesh. For 8. That is the end of Tajra as we come back to Blinkshaw.
Right. My shield can get here with 20 feet. Is that in range to hit it
Yes,
or no?
that is within
Excellent.
range.
Then it is going to bash it on the head.
Bad dog.
Just kidding.
It had
Another one.
apparently it lost some of like the I can't remember what I was going with there, but I can't find the word, so unfortunately that dismisses.
You did as well as my shield.
I rolled a 1 on my English.
However, a shield can kick itself in the balls. That's what happens.
I am going to come. Let's see. I can have 25 feet over here, and guiding bolt this guy.
Yep. I will say it's large enough that having allies in the way does not impose any cover. And fortunately, that's good because that is enough to hit. That is exactly what you need to hit.
That is very good news.
Oh, for 21, as you just kind of step into position, gathering this radiant energy and unleashing it directly into the side of this wolf's face, as you knock its body into the side wall, not quite doing any damage to the church, but the wolf crumples under the weight. Its glowing body, kind of a misnomer, as it is dead, no longer rising to the challenge as we drop out of initiative with the enemies dealt with. And the wolves in the church just now lying still, no longer growling or a threat.
I turn to the priest and say, now that's how you cleric.
Donovan kind of picks himself up from the fetal position, looking around. Yes, that is how you kill massive wolves. That was... Thank you, adventurous.
They're still bloody. Throw one to your kid and let it eat.
He kind of looks at you like, and he kind of like stares around like he doesn't quite understand how to parse that concept.
We have practice with this. Balin, I'll help.
Yeah, like you're with me on this, right? The poor kid is starving. As I'm helping you on that, I'm just shooting you smart dirty looks because he's a noble piece of shit.
He's not paying any attention to you. He's paying attention to Arita.
That's fine. And to Blinkshaw, I say, we are definitely... Wait, I'm definitely going to try and... Remember that one time I made the bugbear hat? I want to try and make something out of one of these corpses, because we definitely need one of these things for the trophy room.
You made a bugbear hat?
Remember our first game? We killed the bugbear, and I wanted like a bugbear pelt, and I rolled a nat 20 on survival, which I have no points in.
I don't remember that, no, but that was like 3 months ago. So
that was our first game. But yeah, so like Balin's always had like a bugbear skin cap that like he put in the trophy room. It was whatever.
How is that not brought up when you guys were making the trophy room? That was definitely not brought up in the trophy room.
I definitely said it, and I might have been on mute.
All right, no, okay, go ahead and make your survival check to try and skin some of this wolf's pelt out.
Well, I have
I want
6
to.
survival checks.
Yeah, I want to cast Cure Wounds on Phil Dennis. I was about to walk over to him, but yeah.
Who is
Unfortunately,
helping me? Who is helping me with survival? Anyone?
nobody. Unfortunately,
I did click
Archimedes
my
does
guidance.
not know how to help you.
I clicked my guidance so you can add a D4.
Okay.
Did you click your guidance? Because I don't see guidance.
Blinkshaw lays a guiding hand on you.
Okay, lays a guiding hand on you. All
I
right.
Wait,
made
let's-
a macro
let's-
that says that.
Let's do this with. We have 5 more corpses left to mutilate.
No, we're dragging one down.
Okay, 4 more corpses left to mutilate. But yeah, let's get this wolf thing in there first. Is there like a door to it, or is there a grate that we're hearing it under? I mean, we could just throat the thing and let it bleed into the room, right?
So yeah, you could have said this. You're still not sure how you would get down into the cellar, and at the moment, Donovich is still kind of just staring around, like,
I do not know that is such a good idea. I do not want to feed his hunger.
Is this within an hour since we met Donovich?
with an hour.
This was on the last hour, right?
The funeral would have taken a little longer than an hour.
I charmed him after the funeral, though. I'm wondering if he's still charmed.
You charmed him after the funeral? I don't remember you
I
charming
thought
him
I
after
did.
the funeral.
Maybe it was before.
Because
I
after
thought
the
it was
funeral, they
after.
came back, and you were only inside for about a minute before the wolves attacked.
Ah, okay, that must have been before. So if it has been an hour, it has been an hour. Okay, yeah. So I'm following Blink Show's lead on this one.
I guess I can actually talk. So yeah, your max HP is increased by 5, so you can actually get healed up those extra 5 as well while 8 is on. It's not just 5 temp HP.
Okay, cool. I'm still not really close to it.
I will ask Donovich, how do we get downstairs so we can bring one of these wolves?
Make a persuasion check on that one.
All right. I'm good at that.
I want to take a look at
Good as it gets.
Feeding his hunger is only going to make things worse.
You're torturing him. Feeding
Being a
him while we.
monster is torturing him.
It's an animal. We eat animals all the time. Stop torturing him. We're gonna find the cure.
I'll let you have a persuasion check just because you hit on a good note there.
I wish I.
Unfortunately, it is the two people in the group who really suck at persuasion.
But we're good talkers out of character. This is why I miss intimidation being strength based, like in 3-5.
I want to take a look at the windows that were busted in and see if I can't try to repair them. I don't know what skill that would be.
Repairing them, you don't really have the means to repair them. The gear. If you had a mending spell, you could begin to repair
have a
them.
mending spell.
With that, you could very easily just kind of reset the planks and begin to mend them back together.
Okay, I'd like to do that on the broken windows.
Okay, you can absolutely do that. But Donovich is just kind of giving you a stern look like,
You have my appreciation for saving the church, but there is nothing that I can do to help you in that. Doru cannot be fed blood. It will only make things worse.
I'm just gonna say right now, he sounds like I can't remember his name. The Chihuahua from Ren and Stimpy. I think it's Ren.
See, you said that, but I realized that his voice had become Igor, and I wasn't sure where I had gotten Igor, but
That's true too.
No, it's Igor.
Same thing.
Oh my god. I will start mending the other
you
window.
deserve that -1 persuasion roll just for that. You deserve it.
Blue hair.
As I mend this window, I tell Phil Dennis, why don't you sit down, relax, and rest while we get the church back in order.
I like to open this door.
You go over there and you open that door. Okay, you open that door, and that door opens up into that is a bedroom. You see a dirty mattress. This dirty room contains a wooden bed with a straw-filled mattress, next to which rests a small table with an oil lamp burning brightly on it. Mounted above the bed's headboard is a wooden sun-shaped holy symbol.
Oh, neat. I want to look the room over, like under the bed, and whatnot, for anything of interest.
All right, make a perception check.
Looking for dust bunnies.
All right, so you kind of give a once-over to what you assume is the bedroom of maybe Donovich, but there isn't much in here that seems to be of value.
Okay, I want to approach other rooms as the time goes on.
So you just begin to kind of investigate the church without... I'm just going to go ahead and open all these doors into these private rooms. No big deal.
Pretty much.
Well, it's taking everybody... It's going to take time to mend those windows. You're looking at a minute per plank. And there are probably about 5 planks per window. So it would take you about 5 minutes to get through each of them. Alright, Fidzonus, opening the next door. Stepping into here, you see it is... Sorry, this is room that. In room that is an office. An old desk and a chair standing against the south wall. A wooden holy symbol mounted above them. Sunburst. A 10-foot-long iron rod attached to the north wall stands bare, suggesting a tapestry once hung there. Against the far wall stands a wooden a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors.
Gonna investigate this cabinet. Open them, see if I can fit inside.
Looking inside, you could easily fit inside this cabinet. That's how large it is. But for its size, there doesn't appear to be much in here. There's a tinderbox, a few wooden boxes full of candles, and 2 books.
Since I see the priest going towards where I know Phil Dennis went down the hall, I ask him if he can help us getting these windows repaired by getting those planks ready for Tasha and I to mend.
Would you have been paying attention to that as you're casting a spell looking at a window?
Does the mend, do I have to wait a minute in between?
It is a minute to cast mending.
Okay, so it's like...
It is a ritual cast of a minute.
Okay.
Or sorry, mending actually takes a minute to cast.
Okay, I thought it was you had to wait a minute in between. I was like, I would have noticed in between, but they're running.
So as you come in and out of this room, Donovich is kind of staring at you. Find what you're looking for in my church.
No, I didn't find anything evil to attack.
Please respect my privacy.
There's 2 more doors on there besides the big main one. Are there possibly any breaches in there?
No. Those are my bedrooms. One belonged to Doru, and one has belonged to guests who needed to stay in the church.
Okay. Which was the guest room?
He just kind of gives you a look. And he points towards this door.
Can I go in there, or am I not a guest?
Fine. Just don't disturb anything.
He kind of turns around and he starts to walk away.
Okay. And I tippy-toe over these caltrops.
You tippy-toe over the caltrops as not to trigger them. Actually, I think this is the caltrops. These are the ball bearings. But regardless, going slowly.
Yeah, the bigger one's ball
to not
bearings.
trigger them.
Can I collect them?
You can regather those. We'll just get rid of those 2.
Can I collect them?
Yes, is what I've said.
Okay, I'll regather them. I'm sorry.
And as you step into this door, Wilderness, you see yet another bedroom. This room is dirty, lightless, and contains a wooden bed with a straw-filled mattress. And much as you saw in the previous room, there is a wooden holy symbol mounted above the bed's headboard.
Okay. I'll leave it at that for now.
Go ahead and make another. I'll let you have one more survival check, Balin, because there are several wolves here that you could do.
Well, we're gonna keep trying, but actually, we're trying to decide who's gonna actually do the role and who's gonna help.
Do the roll.
You want me to roll, even though you have a higher wisdom?
Well, Blinkshaw's kind of busy casting mending on the
Yeah.
windows. They're both doing something right now, so helping you is not really.
Okay. Well, I mean,
he
I'll
can do
wait
it
for a minute. Then.
afterwards.
That's my point. I can wait. Like the corpses aren't going anywhere unless they just poof into smoke.
It's fair.
Why don't you see if there's anything on those corpses, Balin, that it indicates where they might have come from?
I mean, they're wolves, but sure. Perception for
I'm
that?
not even going to ask you to make a check. There's nothing on them. They do
Yeah,
not appear
I
to
mean,
have
like-
any markings on them. They do not appear to be wearing any bands,
All right.
and they
I
do
wish
not
I had
have
a-
pockets.
Wish I'd had a deception roll, but I turned to Blinkshaw. I'm like, oh my god, Blinkshaw, there's a map to Strahd's castle and exactly where the stake that we drive through his heart is, right written on the bottom of this wolf's belly. There's nothing here, fuckface.
What map? Oh,
I say, oh, that's great, Balin, because I just gave him a task to occupy himself. And I'm not listening.
Hey, on the wolf I botched, I draw that map on the belly and cut it off. Here you go. We solved the caper.
I love to imagine that it's like a map, but instead of an X, it's just a middle finger.
Yeah. Dick marks the spot. Stupid dwarf.
They get along great. All right, so Donovich kind of resumes, looking around. He will bring some of the planks over to you, Blinkshaw, and he'll start to as most of the planks are still attached to the window. Some of them were knocked free, and he will clean up and bring some so that each one has a proper amount.
Is there a way to repair the ceiling?
Looking at the ceiling, the damage to that was large enough for several large wolves to fall through, so that would be a little beyond mending.
Is there anything I can use my mason's tools to kind of set it structurally so that the priest is able to repair it the next day? Or not
Mason's
the- over
tools would be
time?
great for stonework, but unfortunately this is carpentry.
It's all carpentry up there
Yeah,
as well?
the
Okay.
ceiling is made out of tiles and wood.
All right. Well, good luck to him.
is it raining by any chance?
It is not raining. You're very sure it's not raining because there is no rain pouring down through the hole in the roof.
How high is the roof?
That's a good question. The chapel in here is... It does not actually say. That's fortunate. I'll say it's probably about 15 feet up.
I would like to cast Misty Step to get on top of the roof.
You can do that easily. All right, you are now on top of the roof.
I'm on the roof. I like
Good for
to
you.
peer out into the distance and see if there's any more danger around.
Make your perception check.
Oh damn!
All right. So staring out into the night that has kind of crept around you, you see the fog has kind of thickened and rolled throughout the town. It is everywhere, but even with that, there doesn't appear to be any dangers within it. Not yet, anyways.
I think I'll Savik.
Who is that?
That's
that me?
Lake's Mike.
The setup was working fine the other day. Don't tell me it's starting to have problems now.
It's fine now.
It may have just been that the cord that plugged into the PC kind of shifted over.
Probably. I like to just hide as best as possible and look out and just keep an eye out.
So while you're doing that, I will say that both this window that Tasha was working on and the window that Blinkshaw are working on have been mended and are properly fixed. Which there were 3 windows that were broken through, so one of you can see to the last one if you so desire.
I will. Or if you beat me to it, I guess not.
We both can.
Presumably there's enough room where you could both work from one works from the bottom, one works from the top, and you'll meet in the middle. So that window will go significantly faster than the others. Yeah, I'm moving the dire wolves just to a corner to clear things up because that's just how I do things. While this is going on, at this point, Ismark and Arena step over to you, Balin. And so you see Ismark kind of looks at Arena. She kind of pushes his shoulder towards him. And he kind of, thank you for fighting the wolves off. We appreciate that you would stay here and fight instead of running. I know they were after you too, but she just kind of smacks him on the back of the head. Be polite. They helped us. They did not have to do this. He kind of, yes, you did not have to help. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And next time it comes up, feel free to stay back and cower and let us fight your battles for you and possibly all die.
I have to protect my sister.
He's just kind of like dumbfounded expression in his face, like, yeah, that's fine. You almost cost me my gnome.
He kind of, stamps his feet a little bit, and with an annoyed expression, he kind of turns to walk away. Arena just kind of watches him walk away, and then turns back to you. It is the nature of people here. You protect what is important to you. You understand that. You do not go out of your way to protect people you do not know or understand.
I didn't used to, and it was a nice life, and I'm kind of envious of the two. But now I have to protect everyone because that's the right thing to do. The only upside is I get to gloat about being on the moral high ground, and that's the only reason I get to do that.
I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of being on the moral high ground.
Look, spirituality is a journey. I'm doing it my way.
You have come to a strange place for a spiritual journey.
To be fair, the journey brought me here. Now,
That may be true.
you guys are heading to Vallaki, right?
Vallaki would be a good place if you would be willing to help us.
That's what Sildar or Sleazemark said. So, yeah, I think we're heading that way. Sorry, it was just a mental thing. Slip. He reminds me of someone that I'm very close to. Anyway,
Are you two
guys
happy
heading to
together?
Vallaki? I'm sorry?
Are you two happy together?
You know what? We make it work. We find a way to make the relationship work. If you guys are going to Vallaki, we're still looking for the lost kid and a lot of other things, but yeah, we'll help you get there.
Thank you.
I guess we finished the window by now.
Yes, by now all the windows have been repaired. The search seems to be relatively well secured. Examining the door at any point also reveals that while it did take some hits, it appears to have managed to hold its own just fine. It was far more secure than any of the windows were.
Welcome for mending that earlier.
I'm gonna walk over to Balin. I assume Irina has walked off, or if she's still in the same place, I'm gonna call Balin over.
They were still having a conversation, but yeah, if you call Balin over, she will give a polite wave and she'll go and stand next to Ismark and re-engage him in conversation.
I excuse myself, sorry, she's a lot bigger than me and I'm scared of her, so I'm going to go answer her now. And I go over, I'm like, hey, what's up?
Did I hear him say that?
Yeah, like basically when you call him over, he dismisses Irina or whatever, and then comes to you and says, hey, what's up?
I meant the she's bigger than me and I'm scared of her.
Oh, it's up to you.
I mean, I don't think I'm assuming he would have been a little under the breath, but you can make let's just call it a perception check.
It doesn't matter.
There's not a lot of noise going on in this church right now.
I'm just gonna go up to Balin. So we're doing these things and then we can get out of here? How long do you think this is gonna take?
I mean, Tashra, if you knew how to get home right now, I'm all ears. But as far as I'm concerned, we got transported here by evil magical mist. There's a vampire demon king torturing people all over this place that doesn't match any place on the planet we know of. We're stuck here until we follow this thing where it goes. There might not be a home.
Why don't we go straight to him? I don't see why we're messing around with these people.
God, it's like talking to me 7 months ago. I want to do that, but we can't. These people are in need, and we are capable of helping them, so we have to help them. And the fact that all these other adventurers getting abducted, appearing, and here have not been able to help, it's more proof that this is our job. This is whatever bullshit calling exists, or purpose, or fate, or whatever. It's the same thing with Phandalin. We went there to just carry some bags. That was it. We got stuck on this whole goddamn adventure, and now everything's screwed up, and I don't know what I think anymore. But we're here, and we have to be here. There's no magic portal home. These people are dicks, but they need us, so we have to help them.
God, that
Scotch.
speech was just Balin to a score, man. But I'm gonna give you inspiration because that was really good. That was Balin to the core.
Huzzah! I already have
I
inspiration
take
still.
a step back and just kind of shake my head.
So you can pick someone else to have inspiration. I don't care.
This is all mostly inspired from Blinkshaw's tutelage of dragging me back towards chaotic light. I'm gonna give it to Blinkshaw.
Okay, so
Oh.
Blinkjaw has it too. So
All right, then
Tasha gets inspiration.
Then I inspired Tashra with my epic speech.
Well, thank you.
So I'm
Um,
also going to use this as a point to mention that in my campaigns, inspiration has several uses. You can always use inspiration to gain advantage on a roll. Simple as that. You
Mhm.
can use inspiration to change a death saving throw failure into an automatic success. So
Okay.
if you roll a 1, you roll anything under 10, you can make it becomes a success, period. And the third option is something that I've always homebrewed where you can expend inspiration and you can ask me as a GM out of character what you think a good course of action is, and I will give you an honest response. I will not fuck you over. I will give you an honest response of what a good course of action would be.
Okay, that's interesting.
I've never actually
Um,
explained this to the rest of the group, but I felt like giving that out. It's always something that's been in place, but I don't think I've ever mentioned. I wanted to mention that now.
That's cool.
I like that rule a lot.
I don't, because I feel like we only succeed because of our boneheadedness.
That's
Like, if
fair
we
too.
actually-
Like,
Really true.
you guys have
if
gone
we-
a long way on nothing.
But like, every plan we've ever made has gone wrong. Like if our plan to kill Venom Fang actually worked, we would have died. But the fact that he just jumped us out of surprise and we had to improvise the whole thing is the reason we lived. Anyway, go ahead, Tasha. I'm sorry.
I just kind of take a step back and shake my head. I don't buy into all that fate shit. I walk away.
I know. Give Blinkshaw a month. He'll fucking sell you on it. It sucks.
And I'm just walking away.
It's fine. It's like shaking my head like I'm with you. I miss you. I know that feeling.
Alright, so Blinkshaw, you and Tasha have finished repairing all the boardings around. Ismark, Arena, and Donovich are currently in the middle of a conversation. Feldenis is sitting up on the roof, doing as he does, keeping an eye out. And as you step there, Blinkshaw, you can catch the end of what it sounds like Ismark and Arena are talking to Donovich about what they should be doing. And Donovich is, again, giving them, the spiel of seek the Abbey of St. Markovia. That would be safe for you. If you can't make it that far, then the village of Valaki would probably be the best bet.
I come over, and I, especially to Ismark, given, did I hear him at the beginning of the fight say, just defend ourselves?
He said, "This is not our fight."
Oh, this is not our fight. But it wasn't loud enough that it would have I would have heard it.
There's a lot of commotion going on, but I'll leave that up to you. Because
Okay.
he wasn't being quiet about it.
I will walk over and say, look, we have come here and in less than a day found that you ignored a woman crying in her home for a week when her child was missing. And then when we were all attacked, you stood by until you personally were in danger. If we are going to help you get somewhere, you must be part of the group, and that means defending as a group. If you refuse to do that, you cannot be a liability to us. You're adults.
So when you say that, Arena kind of turns to Ismark.
Who was crying?
He kind of turns to her for a moment.
It was nothing. It was just Mary in her home. And you didn't say anything?
We had more things to worry about.
You still could have said something.
He kind of turns back to you, Blinkshaw, and there's a look of frustration on his face. And as Rena just kind of looks from him back to you,
You do not need to worry. If you will help us, we will help you. Keeping you alive is just as sound in getting us where we need to go as if we were defending ourselves. We will help you as you have helped us. I will I will see to it. And she kind of pushes Ismark's shoulder as she says that.
Thank you. With you on board, I have no doubt that both of you will help. And I give Ismark a look back of, I don't care that I just got you in trouble. You're a moron. I'll also ask them, after we've helped you, we want to go home. How do we go home?
So there's a moment where they kind of share a look. And they kind of...
Nobody goes home. This is our home, but nobody leaves Barovia. The fog does not allow it.
What does that mean?
People have tried, gone into the fog, but those that do, they are never seen again.
Would you come back here? Why don't you think they just stay where they arrived?
Some people that have tried, they speak that the fog it knows, it prevents you. The fog chokes the life out of you before you can get away.
Where is the closest fog that we can walk into?
We are on the eastern side of the valley, so if you were to head to the east, you could get there before day is gone. Not today, but tomorrow.
Is that the way that Velaki...
That's the way you guys came in from.
Oh, it is. Okay. Is that the way... And Velaki was that way, or the...
Velaki's to the west.
The west, okay.
And that's me telling you, because that's something you would know, because that's been mentioned out of character.
Yeah, it has been mentioned. They even told me I'm just crap with directions.
It's fine.
I'll leave the conversation at that at this point.
I'm serious. Do not try to walk through the fog. Only bad things will happen to you.
It doesn't sound like good things will happen if we stay, however.
As is the fate of those in Barovia.
I think our fate is to go home.
Do I overhear this? Or are you guys
Sure.
in private?
You're standing right next to him, so...
Like, right as you say our fate's to go home, I'm like, oh no, our fate's to escort them to Velaki. I already promised the lady.
I don't worry, Balin. I said after we helped them.
Oh, okay, I missed that part. I was just like, oh no, we're doing that thing.
Maybe. But many have come and many have tried. None have succeeded.
Yeah, but we're the Frozen Cloaks and Tashra.
Who? I'm sorry, I've not heard this name before. Is that something important?
It will be. We're in a different plane of existence. You have to give us a minute, but we're famous adventurers.
Tosra gives a
see.
snort from across the room.
Scourge you venomed fang.
I laugh.
Ice at our backs. Yeah, so it's going off.
Always famously brave, sometimes famously stupid,
Yeah.
but often
Always doubles
successful.
back, never forgets a friend. Goblin tamer. Goblin tamer.
Never forgets a friend.
Alright, going back to this, with a 12 survival, Balin, I'll say you can get enough pelt to do something, at least as a trophy.
I had help, but 14.
Did you have help? I didn't hear you have help.
Bleakshaw said he was going to give me earlier. I was just waiting for it.
No,
Okay,
I
well,
was saying
regardless.
that I. Okay.
This was like, yeah, at some point, but if not, yeah.
At 12 or 14, one way or another. It's enough to get enough for a trophy. Sure.
Okay. It's not as good as my bugbear hat.
Not as good as your bugbear hat.
I do ask the three standing here, will there be anything else that we need for our journey other than what we have on us? As you can see, that is all we were transported with.
Oh! I just had a terrible thought.
As Philodinus is, Philodinus kind of pops up on the roof. Oh!
Where the fuck is our horses? And I go run and look for them on the roof.
You are currently on the roof, so you run to the other side of the roof, like over here, looking out, just standing up on top. Your horses are sitting outside the front door, completely undisturbed,
Oh!
which is odd.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm... So make of that what you will.
I go back to the
They're
hole.
horses now. They travel twice as fast.
Like, they don't like horse meat. I think they're safe for now. Horses are fine.
So, yeah. Returning to that conversation with Blinkshaw, I packed most of my things ready to go. We wanted to make a quick trip. I have his things with me as well. We should be able to we can go soon if we need. Immediately if it need be. I'm not sure if we should begin traveling at late night, but if we have to, we must. We will.
I don't think we should travel tonight. I think we should recover from the fight. I'm just wondering.
Father, I am so hungry!
Give him the goddamn wolf head.
I'm just wondering if there is anything that we should pick up at the provision store before we go.
If you do have anything, I would ask that you would mainly let us purchase it. From what we've heard of the past, it is not out of the ordinary for Bildrat to gouge customers that have come from other places.
Thank you for the offer. Is there anything you would recommend we get to deal with Barovia?
Nothing that I can think of, no.
What is the weather like here? Is there a compass that actually works here in Barovia?
No, not that I know of. We do not use Compi here.
I think that's the Prolove compass, but I can't be sure.
If Kampai is like the I is usually Latin, so it would be a US to use an I for it. So it's probably just compasses.
Regardless. One of those weird words. Like, man, it ends in two S's. I guess it would be, compasses with the ES.
There are some regions to the north that can be relatively cold, but for the most part, it does not get below freezing at the very least. There can be rain quite frequently, so if you need traveling clothes for that, you may want to procure that.
Does anybody need torches or anything?
I pull out Talon and
Cool.
shrug.
All right.
I kind of flex my my goggles of night up and down my eyes like I'm doing angry, like funny eyebrows. I'm good to go.
Sounds good.
Going.
Hold on.
Philodinus peers down through the hole.
Oh wait.
There it is.
And I really don't think this is going to be in this town or anywhere we can find. But I look to Ismark. Magical type people that make the liquid that makes you not vitologically bankrupt. Where do I buy healing potions?
He just kind of looks at you. I know what the potion of healing is. Unfortunately, we do not have any in town. Bildrath would be the place to find it, but his selection is not that expansive. You may try Valaki, but I'm not sure if you would be able to find that there even.
I hand Balin one of mine.
No, I have one left. I mean,
I
you
have-
sure you can spare
I
one?
have- Yeah, I have 3.
Are they just regulars?
Yep.
Okay, I'll take it. I'm saving that greater healing for like, when I get hit for exactly 26 points of damage and my initiative is 1. That's the only thing I can do to save my life. Okay, got it. Thank you.
These wolves, if they didn't kill the horses, they were probably sent by someone, or they had some sort of objective. If they were wild animals, they would have killed the horses and maybe attacked something other than the church in Eastmark's house. It seems the rest of the houses, right? Like the rest of the houses in the town weren't really damaged by the wolves, it seemed.
I'll give you one clue who sent them.
That's what I figured.
It was no mistake that they attacked while we were here.
Why is he after you?
Do not think it is me he is after. And he nods towards Arena. And she just kind of shrugs. I don't have any idea.
Do I believe that?
You can make an insight check.
Yep.
She doesn't seem to have any idea.
I almost forgot. I'm going to use my Pearl of Power. Get back a 2nd level spell slot and immediately use it to Prayer of Healing.
Okay.
And that's 11 hit points healed. It's up to how many people?
I think it's 6.
Yep, up to 6. So I'll also include if Arena or what's his face?
Is Phildin? It depends. I don't think Phildinis would actually be within range because he's kind of wandering around on top of the roof.
Oh, can I call to him before I do it? Since it's
You could call to him
ritual?
before you did it. Yes.
Okay.
This is also a 10-minute casting.
Lower yourself just enough feet to get in this dome.
I'll also walk over to to get him in.
You want me to get down?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I think it's what is the range?
15,
30 feet.
30? Oh.
I think it's 30 feet, but I think they also have to be within sight.
Hey, Phil Dennis, stick your head over.
I'll stick my head out.
So everybody can heal 11 hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody, because the priest didn't take damage.
Okay. Yeah. She actually kind of watches you as you do this. That is some powerful magic you can use.
It's frozen cloak stuff right there.
What is the god that you worship?
I tell him it's Helm. He is the god of protection. This is why I make sure that we protect each other.
I have not heard of this Helm, but I've heard he does have power indeed.
I have not heard of your god either. The Dawnbringer, is it?
Morning Lord.
Morning Lord. I have not heard of the Morning Lord, but I understand that different places have different beliefs, and I am okay with that.
Morning Lord has been worshipped here for centuries and beyond, even since before curses came to this land. Both he and the Night Mother are worshipped hand in hand.
What is
What
the?
can-
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, what can you tell us about these curses?
The curse of the tyrant that resides in his castle. The curse of the fog that prevents us from leaving. The curse that caused our loved ones to return as these horrible monsters that seek to drink blood.
And what brought this about?
Some horrible fate. Something our ancestors did that has been long since forgotten, but we are punished for regardless.
Do you know anything else about Strahd?
I was just on the page with this information and I've now lost the page, and it frustrates me that this is. It's always when I'm like, all right, so they're not going to ask these questions, and I turn the page and then somebody immediately asks that fucking question. I'm like, fuck, where was that? Where was the page? God, so, So. He is a vampire? I don't know that much. That is certain. Anybody could tell you that. More about him specifically, I do not know.
We've had the discussion that sunlight would hurt vampires, right? With Ismark? Or do we not know what hurts a vampire?
Sunlight will help you, yes. Sunlight cause a vampire to burst into flame. But not here.
Not here.
The sun is blocked by the gray sky. While the sky may be bright, the vampires do not seem to care.
What about
We haven't seen direct sunlight this whole time, have we?
No, you haven't. You arrived in the middle of the day, and it was bright, but it wasn't like overbearingly bright. It was enough to where you could see clearly.
We haven't seen the sun though. You've always said gray skies. There's never actually been a goddamn
You
sunlight.
have not actually seen the sun.
Son of a. So I turned to him like. I turned to Bleach like, as if it just clicks. It just clicked in Keith's head. It's a goddamn vampire world. That's why there's no goddamn sun.
It is Strahd's domain to do as he sees fit.
So this isn't like. I'm ignoring like that whole shot. I'm grabbing Bleach. I'm like, that means this isn't like we're on the other continent. We're on like another plane of existence, man.
Is this where Balin does the game over, man? Game over.
I was about to put game over in there, but he's kind of freaking out. He's like, we're on another fucking planet now, and we have to acknowledge that and then deal with all the. I have a high intellect and low charisma, so now I'm just blabbering. Like, the fucking gravity's probably wrong. We probably have all these problems.
I turn to Valen and I say, okay, it's acknowledged. Now let's deal with it. And then I turn around. How many vampires are there here?
I don't have any idea. Besides from Doru, there are rumors of there being more. Vampires turn other vampires and their numbers grow. Aside from sunlight, all I know that can stop a vampire is running water. It seems to almost burn them like acid. Or so they say.
What do you know about how vampires turn people?
They bite you. Then, next time anyone sees you, you have turned.
Then why hasn't Irina turned?
He kind of opens his eyes a little wide and turns towards Irina, and you see
yeah.
Irina and Ismark are both shooting you daggers. There's kind of a moment where he is looking at her with eyes a little wide, and she is kind of staring at Tashra before she just lowers her collar that has been keeping that hidden. And as he sees that,
That is not good, but you are still not turned. I don't understand why, but maybe there is more to it than merely being bitten.
Maybe she has some kind of special blood. I say from the roof. Maybe she has some special blood. You know, fuck it. I'm going back down. I cast Feather Fall myself and float down.
Phildis drops down from the roof. You didn't notice anything. At the moment, it doesn't appear that there's anything else creeping up on the church or anything that appears to want to bother you tonight.
Okay.
How long ago were you bitten, Irina?
She again tells the same story to him that she told to the rest of you, that She's been visited several times over the past couple weeks. She doesn't remember anything other than what you have revealed with your lesser restoration, that she was taken into the woods somewhere, but she doesn't remember how she got there or how she got back, and that she has definitely been visited by Strahd himself, which seems to refound his belief that you should definitely
go to the Abbey. Only Saint Markovia's blessing can protect you now. But it is late, and you all should rest. I do not have a lot of room here, but...
And he kind of looks up to the hole in the ceiling.
And I am not sure if this place is as safe as it should be.
Apparently safer than it was 15 minutes ago.
Ain't that the truth? I've made that dire wolf head into a sport. I'm wearing it around my waist right now. Just a big wolf head over my crotch. I'm like, yeah.
That wolf head is large enough that it pretty much, like, it covers your entire body, or it would make
That's
it
why it's
difficult to
hilarious.
walk.
I look at Balin compensating for something.
It probably weighs something like 35 pounds.
And that's fine. Like he's like walking boat. Like, yep. Not even feeling bad about it. Just kind of swinging this wolf's head like it's the size of his waist to his knees. Like, yeah, here we go.
The eyes have kind of rolled in two different directions, and the tongue is lolling out.
If we hollow this out and put it on one of our horses like a helmet,
Donovan's just gonna shake his head.
I am retiring to my room.
And as he crosses the floor, there's another call out from Dora below, which causes Donovich to pause for just a second, kind of shake himself, and steps into his bedroom.
Can we feed, as he's going in, can we feed your son one of these animals so that we can get some peace tonight?
He does not respond to you if he has any opinion on that, and he closes his door.
once he's out of sight, can I do now that I have like some time to myself, can I do an over investigate how to get into that basement? Like check all the walls and...
You can make a perception check to look around the room.
Would that be perception or investigation if I'm looking for the entrance?
This one would be perception, yes. If you're looking for a hidden entrance, it'd be perception.
Okay, hold on a second. Anyone want to help me?
Sure.
All right. Actually, why don't I help you?
Yeah. Everybody helps Tasha look if she is willing to look. All right, she is willing to look.
You
Go
actually
ahead and
have
roll
my
your
perception.
perception.
So go
All
ahead
right.
with
Need
advantage.
help.
With a natural 20 and a guidance, there's not any secret doors or traps in this room.
So how do we go into the basement?
Might be a door outside.
For a nat 20, you should know.
Not if it's not in the room. We
Yeah,
definitely know it's not in the room, though.
Yeah,
Balin
you
was
know,
about to
you-
be like, I nominate her as the rogue of the group. Like, this club.
That's a good point. So I'll mention too. If you say I'm searching something and you get a great perception, if there's nothing in what you're searching, you don't find anything. Even if
Yeah, that's
2
a fair
feet to
point.
the left, there's something else that you could have searched that you didn't search. Like that's how rolls work, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just being silly. I'm sorry if I'm disruptive. But yeah. Okay, so it's nothing in this room. So we don't know.
Some of the doors are still open from where Phil Dennis has gone through them, and the doors haven't been reclosed.
There's just one bed in here.
Did that
yeah,
did
there's
that
just one bed
roll
in that.
include the rest of the rooms? I assume it did.
It included the chapel and everything that you could see. I did not hear if you were specifically searching the other rooms.
Oh, I thought we were searching everything. I apologize if that wasn't clear. It'll just be the chapel. then.
No, my declaration
Yes.
was like basically the whole. If that was unclear, we can do it again.
Saying I'm going to search the whole church is a little much for one check as well.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay,
say
fair
I
enough.
want to search the chapel, sure, but like to search every single room, you would have to search each room individually.
Okay.
They,
Oh, I can't go in there.
hey, Phil Dennis. I wave him over. I point at this door and kind of shrug, like, well, what's in there?
Phil Dennis went away, but Phil Dennis never opened that door.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I am not going to paw through a church. Nobody else has claimed the bed. I'm gonna lie down.
I shrug and I try to open this door.
Alright. So Blinkshaw walks up, shrugs, turns and walks away. Tasha shrugs, walks up, opens the door, and inside this room you see. Sorry, I gotta go back to that page. Time and neglect have punched holes in the ceiling of this moldy room, which contains a few broken roof shingles amid puddles of water. In one corner, set into the floor, is a heavy wooden trapdoor, held shut with a chain and a padlock.
Well, found your basement. I call out to everybody else. But like, I guess not loud enough for like Balin.
You can go and get other people and tell them.
Okay.
You don't have to yell across the church.
I found the basement.
That's all I can think of. Somebody yelling across the house.
And at this point in the night, the screaming has kind of become constant. Like Doro just hasn't stopped.
We're gonna need to feed him if we're gonna sleep. Balin?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said we're gonna need to feed him if we're gonna sleep.
I mean, I'm with you on this. I'm just trying to decide how the best way to do this is. We try to throw the husk down there, but it's not quite alive enough anymore. But we can try it.
You can resurrect your familiar, right?
Yeah, but there's no blood in it.
Is there not?
So I'm not sure if this is something you would realize, but Balin, you do know your familiar is
Yeah.
not a owl. It's a spirit
It's
from
a-
another plane.
Okay.
So
I
it's
think,
not
I think
actually
the actual term is like it's like a changeling or something, or a failing or something.
It's
else.
well, you can choose. It's either a celestial, a fae, or a fiend.
I think it's a fae at this point. But yeah, like Archimedes like lands on his shoulder, and I'm like, it's not really a thing. Like, believe me, I know it looks real, but like, and I like clap my hands over my shoulder, and he vanishes like into a poof of smoke, and then I'll even make a sleight of hand roll to make this look cool. He'll do the whole thing and be like, and then all of a sudden he'll blow into his fist and then pull Archimedes out from behind your ear. He's right behind your ear. And hold on. Did it roll? No. Try it again.
All right.
Man,
So
but even still, it's like and he blows the thing and he poofs it back. It's
out of the corner of your eye, you just see the owl kind of like appear on Balin's hand as he does this, and as the owl kind of comes forward, it kind of looks at you for a second, and then you see it kind of turn its head full side to look at Balin. I'm not going down there to sacrifice myself. You care? I don't have blood. I'm not letting that happen.
that was the whole point of this thing. So I'm talking to the owl and you can't hear me, but we're in a very heated argument. All of a sudden, I'm like, it's okay. I start petting his feathers. I'm like, he's like more like the idea of an owl than he is an actual owl.
I see.
Best damn owl I've ever seen. He kind of spreads his. You just kind of see him spread his wings, and he kind of bats Balin over the back of the head with one of them before he kind of ruffles back up.
Balin kind of like tenses up, and he's like, if they weren't based on the summoner, I'd hate him. But I really like him. And I just kind of like ignore him. But we can throw the corpse down there and see if that works.
Sure.
Or we can try just throwing Blinkshaw down there.
Well,
All right, I was kidding, but don't say it that way. That's fucked up.
I'm gonna go ahead and
So
start dragging
can
one
we-
of the
can we-
wolf corpses.
can we open this up, chuck it, and slam the door really quick? I don't know how fast
Well,
these things
you
can
can
move.
certainly attempt to, but the trapdoor both has a chain over it and a padlock.
Well, I was asking her, sir, not you.
I
I want
suppose we
Tasha's
can,
opinion, not the GM's.
if you can get that lock open.
Oh, the lock's no problem. It's just going to be a matter of getting it shut again after the fact.
Well,
I look around like, is Blinkshaw not here?
I think he
Blinkshaw
went
is
to
laying
sleep.
in the bed.
Classic.
I'm gonna get one of the wolves and like start dragging it over here.
Okay. It's heavy, but I'm not. With
Yeah,
slow
I'm
going,
gonna
you
be
can
helping
drag
her.
it through the room. Yeah.
All right.
So it's grating though, right? Or is it Lake?
What?
Is it a solid trapdoor or is it a grate?
It is a solid wooden trapdoor.
If we prop
Okay.
the wolf up, like kind of in front of it, and one of us has our hands on the wolf, and you open the trapdoor really quickly, and I push the wolf in, it falls in, and you close it.
Is this the point where I point out that the wolf is larger than the trapdoor is?
Oh.
Yeah.
I take
So just for
Tyler's
reference,
cutting it.
yeah. Sorry. Just for reference,
Oh,
guys.
that's true.
Like,
I start cutting like the head off of the wolf, I guess.
So, just based on my general knowledge here, I'm pretty sure that it's already dead and this long dead. It's not going to work, but we can we can dump entrails down there and that's fine. I'm not sure if it's going to work as well, but we can both shove the wolf and rely on serendipity or this poof magic mage hand to close the door for us as well.
All right.
And like an invisible hand kind of tugs the chains, like so. If that's what you want to do, we'll do it that way. But here's the other thing. Nobody else is here but us. And in classic Frozen Cloak fashion, there's a very good chance this vampire assault. So we kind of might want to have backup.
I'm out of spells.
Okay, let's just go find a cow tomorrow and try this again. Because this sounds like you and I doing a good thing and getting eaten for it.
I agree.
All right. Balin like puts his hand up like high five. Are we friends now? Like he's clearly still intimidated. She just walks
I
away.
just walk away.
Yeah, he's just like, God damn it. Balin kind of lays down next to the trap door, and I'm like, how do you deal with it, man? Talking to the vampire now. I'm bored.
You get screams in return. Hungry.
I think she's got a thing for me. What do you think? Hands behind his head, just kind of like,
So hungry.
yeah, she's hungry for friendship. I agree. I'll find a way to melt that cold heart of hers.
Feed me.
I will just do that for the rest of the night. Like, if I really can't sleep, I'll go somewhere else. But like Balin just kind of like
All
thinking
right.
out his whole thinking out his like, yeah, like I'm gonna make it.
I would like everybody who's trying to get a long rest to roll me Constitution saving throws, please.
Ooh, okay. Constitution.
Blinkshaw's having a hard time sleeping. Toshra's managing to sleep just fine.
is it related to magic?
No. It is related to being able to sleep through loud noises. Phil Dennis is fine. And it doesn't matter. Your gnome thing doesn't apply to con saves.
I know, just being dumb.
So yeah, Toshra and Phil Dennis managed to fall asleep just fine. I'm still waiting on Balin's roll.
Is this
Sorry.
if I had quiet for 10 minutes, would I be able to fall asleep, or at least give myself advantage? Like,
Sorry, my sheets all
I'm
screwed up.
thinking.
okay.
Because there hasn't really been 10 minutes of quiet. Is the
Oh, I
thing.
know, but I can make 10 minutes of quiet with silence. Basically, if I... Oh, nope, never mind. It's concentration, so...
Yeah, that's a concentration spell. I
Never
mean,
mind, never mind.
theoretically, it would last until you fell asleep, but then once you fell asleep, it would fade, and then it would have to be a.
So
I mean, I would let you try that to try and get another save.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is use that to get advantage, basically.
Yeah, you could give me another con save to try and to do this.
Right.
Honestly, I would let you do it so as long. All right, so yeah, with that, you managed to fall into a deep enough sleep before the screaming continues to a point where all of you will manage to get a long rest. So go ahead and recover all of your things. You will get a long rest. This will be enough to justify a full long rest.
Aid gone, by the way.
Yep.
And now the aid points are gone.
Yes.
kept track of that is just put like in the hit point maximum field. I just put parenthesis and 5 more, so I knew what my temp one was and didn't kind of lose track whether I had that on or not.
Yeah. So you all hit the hay, going to sleep, getting rested. Assuming you're trying to wake up bright and early the next morning. Tasha, as you wake up, you see Donovich is already wide awake with the dawn and is deep back into the prayer you all were introduced to him the day before.
What is the priest's son's name again? The vampire?
Doru.
Doru. Okay. And the priest's name is what again?
Donovich.
Sorry. It's in my old notes, but I don't have my old notes on me.
I'm starting to pack up. Is anybody else in the room with me other than Donovich?
It was just Donovich, unless Blinkshaw immediately he doesn't. I don't think he needs to pack up, as he didn't have. He slept in the bed, so he didn't have to put anything out.
Yeah, I started to come out, but if you wanted to have a conversation with Donovan,
Oh
first,
no,
then
it
that
was
would have
just
been fine.
Yeah, as I'm packing up, something's sticking out of my bag, and I just push it back in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you probably. I am bearing scale mail, so you would have heard me come down the hall, and
Okay.
I wouldn't have noticed unless you weren't paying
But
attention.
I'm not like freaking out about it or anything.
Balin wakes up over the trap door and is like, "Thanks a lot for the good talk, man. I'll bring you a cow so you can eat. Don't worry." And then he
The
skitters on off to
incessant
go find people.
screaming continues.
Say, "Thanks for the good talk, pal." Balin comes out, just kind of like stretches, like, "Oh my god, I slept like a rock."
So as Balin does that, you see Arena and Ismark come around the corner. Arena's looking a little disheveled from having slept in like the kitchen, and Ismark is just. Well, Ismark was already kind of disheveled, so he looks much the same. But you see, they both have kind of bags around their eyes where they didn't sleep very well.
Doesn't he ever shut up?
I mean, I can, but I just like I like meeting people.
Oh, I didn't.
And she kind of looks at Balin, and then she kind of looks at the ground, and then she kind of looks back at Ismark, and Ismark is just like,
I thought you meant him too.
I say, should we? Is now the time that we should all get going?
Well, hold on, wait. We still have to find the cow.
What cow?
I look at Tasha. I'm like, "You didn't tell him about the cow?"
Is there a specific cow? Apparently, we were going to find a cow and bring it back.
Cows around?
Yeah, we couldn't fit the direwolf through the trap door.
So
It
a
would involve
cow will fit?
Well, it would open. Listen, the direwolf thing would involve opening the trap door, and I think the direwolf is bigger than a cow, actually. Judging by the size of this thing on my, actually, it's not on his waist anymore. It's over his shoulder. Judging by this thing, it's bigger than a cow. We could probably get a cow down there. I don't think a cow
believe
is
it or not,
large.
the cow's not in the compendium, but a cow would be still a large creature because it's about the size of a horse.
We could
Then
bring
we'll
it
find
in
a
alive.
goat. It's like the size of
Slay
a
it.
horse, but it's not even close.
Cows are
It's
pretty
large
big.
enough that it would be
Cows are
considered
massive.
large. Yes.
A cow and a horse are way different. I can fit a cow.
It
Have
is
you ever met a cow?
length. A cow is more than 6 foot long. It is a large
Alright.
creature.
We'll find a goat then. My point being, we should feed some livestock to the freaking starving vampire that stayed up all night talking to me about my problems.
Don't raise cow.
Okay, he just kind of looks at you like, "Let go of the cow, Ismark. Give me an animal that you would have eaten when it's still alive, and I'll jam it down the damn hole. But we have to feed that kid before we leave."
If you want to find something live to kill it, you'll have to go out and hunt wolves.
You don't have any livestock?
No.
You eat nothing but wolf meat in this town.
Wolves are abundant.
Can I make an int check to see if anything on the menu at the tavern?
There wasn't a
Didn't
menu
involve-
at the tavern. When
There
you got
wasn't
to
a
the
menu at all?
tavern, no. When you got
It
to
was just
actually,
drinks,
when you got
okay.
to the menu, the only things that the barkeeper even said was, cup for, or sorry, that was a mug for a copper, pitcher for a silver.
Yep. I remember that.
I'm like annoyed. I'm like just like incredulous because rational things aren't working because this isn't a rational situation that bothers Balin. And he sends Archimedes out and says, just scan around and see if you see anything living because there weren't birds now that you mention it. And goddamn it, there was no sounds of wildlife. Where the hell are we?
I have a command spell. If we find a wolf, I can just command it to follow us in here.
So I'll tell you right. You also know that only lasts 6 seconds.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Never
Suggestion,
mind.
which is the spell you're looking for.
Oh.
Did we just stumble on this too? Like we just figured out there's no animals in this place?
All right. So Archimedes goes out and starts make him have him roll a perception check right quick.
Archimedes or me?
Archimedes, because Archimedes is the one searching.
Right. Hold on a second.
Fucking Blinkshaw went and found which is taller, a horse or a cow?
Oh my god.
And of course,
The fact that it's a
Archimedes falls
goddamn
failed.
link that exists. Sorry, yes, what?
Archimedes sees nothing because he is related to Balin and he's a failure for that reason. So
He searches
Been a
around,
while.
but nothing jumps out at him.
He hasn't had his morning coffee yet.
yeah, so as he reports that back, I'm like in the middle of my rant at Eastmark and I kind of stop and I'm like, we never heard birds chirping. We didn't hear insects while we slept. We've only seen outrageously sized wolves, and Archimedes and Charles are pretty much the only animal life we've seen, and they're figments of wizards' imagination. And like, it just kind of his whole like fucking perception, just like his whole perspective, just kind of shudders, and he's like, I don't know what the hell we're doing here.
I mean, you could try catching a raven, but good luck with that. And besides, killing a raven is bad luck.
Is there a reason it's bad luck, or is it just bad luck?
Ravens carry the spirits of the dead.
Okay.
Do you still have that old potion bottle laying around?
I kind of turned to
one of
East,
them that somebody took. Like an empty-
the empty bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tossed it to her. I turned to Eastmark. I'm like, what did you just say again about the ravens?
Ravens, they carry the spirits of the dead.
Is that a Faerun folklore as well?
Not that you've heard of, no.
Can I do a history check?
Sure. What are you doing a history check specifically for, though?
It doesn't really matter. I rolled a 6. I
Yeah,
suck.
you don't remember it.
No, it's the way. I guess the way you / he. That sounds out of place and might be relevant because it was just like I just kind of perked my ear up and I'm like, do ravens carry the spirits of the dead? That's not a Faerun thing. So it could be a Barovia thing, or it could be like a related to how people get in and out of this world or whatever.
Or it could just be folklore.
True,
if
but
it's
even
like a
still,
black
it
cat.
rang strange in my ear, both me and Balin. So I don't know if you just put inflection on it a certain way or not. Maybe I'll run with it and it's nothing.
I'm gonna. I think I have a dagger. Yeah, I have a dagger. I'm just gonna cut my arm just a little bit and drip some of the blood into the potion vial. Just a little bit, like maybe 1 or 2 hit points worth.
Okay.
What you doing, Tasha? Or are
Like,
you
how many
not
hit
letting
points?
us see this?
I'm just doing it. You can see it.
What you doing?
I do not have time to go hunt a wolf. And once I've got some blood into the potion vial, I'm gonna go take it over to the trapdoor. So Balin, get this lock for me.
Can do. I'm not even gonna. Well, I'll just check for traps because let's make sure.
So Balin and Tasha are currently in the trapdoor room.
Yep.
there doesn't appear to be any traps, but it's also just literally a chain on a padlock, or a padlock on a chain that is just covering the top of the trapdoor. So
Yeah, but I once thought that, and then I dropped a boulder on everyone's head in Cragmaw. So,
it's fair. You do notice that but from that, I will say, you notice the trapdoor does seem fairly swollen. Like the water that has been seeping through the roof has kind of been seeping into the wood as well.
Oh, so I rolled before you said that. So I mean, if you want to take that as so shutting it, it won't latch is what I'm reading from that.
So what I'm saying is the door itself is, it's hard to say what effect it has. I'm just saying that you do notice that the trapdoor is swollen.
Okay. If that roll counts, then
It seems to
I
be
take
latched
it.
just fine now.
Okay.
With a 10, sure, I'll say that a few seconds of working on this and you pry the padlock open, no problem. Begin to slide the chain over to the side.
I
My
yell
question
down.
was-
Oh,
My,
sorry.
my question was, before that, before I rolled that ahead of time before you finish say that the roll counts and I unlock it, that's fine. Otherwise, if I can use that extra information, I would want to add something first.
What are
before
you
I
looking
unlock
to
it.
add, though?
So I'm going to turn to Tashra, and I'm based on what I just heard before I unlock it. This has been sealed for a year straight, and it's waterlogged. There's a good chance if I unlock this, we can't seal it again after the fact.
Open it, I'll drop the potion, and I'll sit on it, and we can put the chain back.
Okay, that still might blow the door open, but let's try it, because honestly, I've doubled down too much on feeding this kid, and if it's all our deaths, at least I know I died for a truly stupid gesture.
I sigh
Okay,
loudly.
That being said, I will have the mage hand open the door, and I will ready in action to pounce the door shut at a moment's threat.
I
Alright.
yell down at Doru, get ready to catch.
So, you mage hand into the boat. As you go to lift, the mage hand can't lift the door.
It's more than 10 pounds?
It's waterlogged.
It appears to be stuck.
Oh,
All right. I mean, I still have that crowbar, but now we're really doubling down on this idea. What do you think?
And I should mention that as you kind of yelled down about blood, you just heard Dora scream back, "Blood! Give me blood!"
I know, your blood of my blood too, Doro. I'm trying to help.
we get
Okay.
somebody else in here to help, just to.
Is there so there's a crack, right? To Tashra. If there's a crack, can't we just kind of like pour it and let him lick it off the roof? I mean, it's not really dignified, but at least it's food.
Is there a crack in the
Not
trapdoor?
that you've seen, no. It is swollen shut.
Can we get Blankshaw in here? Blankshaw,
Shaw. Delvo.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
come here.
All right.
call a locksmith.
Mirror.
God
What-
damn it.
All right.
I haven't seen that movie in years, but I still recognize the reference.
Oh yeah. We're
Just somebody extra, just to help us get this door down as quickly as possible, so we can get the chain over it.
we're frozen cloaks.
Our man in cloaks.
We
Roll
Does
around, make
does
a
it
lot
look
of
like-
jokes.
Does it look like somebody's been beating on the door to try and get out? Like they'd be able to reach it?
Not from this side.
Oh, I have an idea. I take my little dagger, and I just kind of hit the top of the trapdoor, and I try to carve like a little hole in the top.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
I can't remember if
I have
anyone
one
had
for my
the
dagger.
carpenter's tools here.
I don't have one for my dagger. Is it just a 1d8 Or wait, no, that's damage.
It's an attack roll, so it's a d20 first.
20. Okay, I'm confused. All right.
Lake, may I ask a question about Find Familiar?
Mm-hmm.
I remember this might be Paladin 3/5 mount, but you could put stuff with your familiar and then dismiss it, and it would take the small items with it.
No. It can
Okay.
breathe from it. It does not carry things for you.
Okay, so that was only mounts in 3/5. Okay. All right, there goes my other plan. I was going to dismiss and reappear Mark Archimedes under the door.
I'm just trying to carve and cut out a little hole.
I have an easier idea if I have it. In my
So,
go on.
You start to carve, and there's a moment where you're all just kind of sitting there, and then
Oh no.
the trap door just kind of slams open from beneath, and you
Oh, no.
see the face of a very gaunt white face. And I will show. Give me 1 second to show you because I have a handout for Doru as well. Ha ha!
Can I
And you can
stab
see-
him immediately?
So you just
I
kind of
read-
see him kind of creep up, and as his eyes kind of match with you, he just kind of.
I can smell your blood.
I drop the
I-
potion on him and I immediately
I
stab
read
him.
it. I read it in action to slam the door if this exact.
So yeah, he's got it. Sorry, let me move. All right. So as he's doing this, you kind of drop the potion. It just kind of drops to the ground. It doesn't shatter, as the vial's it's moderately tough enough. It kind of sits there. Go ahead and make an athletics check to try and power down and shove this through Doru. As
Can
he is
I,
standing there between
I will do
you.
athletics, or could I be acrobatic? Could I do it
It's
with a back?
athletics because it is you were trying to force.
God
Oh,
damn it!
No.
Wait,
Can I
I'm gonna
cast
be
spell?
inspired.
I'm casting
You're
Hold
gonna be-
Person.
I'm gonna be inspired.
Well, your action was to drop the vial.
Oh,
Just to
okay.
stab him,
Alright.
as I heard.
Can
using my
Vince cast a
inspiration.
spell?
You're using inspiration for advantage. Okay, use your inspiration for advantage. All right.
Oh, for advantage.
Dennis said he's
Well, no,
casting
I was looking for
spell.
a reroll.
The re-roll's the same. You instead of rolling a 7, you rolled a 13. All right, so you kind of slam the
Which is
door
not
on top
enough.
of Doru, and he shudders a bit. It doesn't close as Doru's kind of in the way, and he is strong enough that he resists it.
Can I cast a spell?
Kind of. Honestly, most of you are surprised by the fact that this has done it. So if anything else is going to happen, it's going to be an initiative.
Okay.
So everybody, roll me initiative.
Whew, here we go. I was afraid this was gonna happen.
We're fine. Hey, my initiative worked. Dora rolls a natural 20. Always. Now 15. Good.
All right. I guess I should roll for.
I
You
looked
know
at
what? I'm just gonna
Balin
roll
and-
once for Arena and Eastmark. They're gonna operate on the same turn because they have the same decks.
I looked at Balin and I said, "You moron."
All right, that's.
I'm helping the
I don't-
hungry. I'm feeding the hungry. That's what I should
Tasha forgot
remember.
to add her. Tasha forgot to click her token again. That's fine.
Oh, I'm
Gotta
sorry.
be. It's a habit you will eventually get used to.
Yeah.
Everybody makes that mistake when they first start. I also need to add this, so that's your tiebreaker on your initiative. That's fine. All right. So with that, we are in initiative. Up first is Balin.
All right, so I'm going to try and lash the chain back closed. Close the padlock again.
The trapdoor is not closed.
Is he through it, or is he just?
He is at the top of the stairs through the trapdoor. Yes.
Oh, I'm
Like,
gonna
you tried to
guess
slam it down on him, but he is still like you couldn't push him back down. He was too strong.
All right. Well, this is worth a spell slot. I am casting Hideous Laughter on Doru. DC 13.
Okay, so he has to make a saving throw or fall prone and begin laughing his ass off. All right. So Doru falls prone and begins to laugh at the top of his lungs.
Just kind of hold the door back and let him roll back down. Don't hurt him. That's what I yell.
And that is the end of your turn, I suppose.
Yep.
And then at the end of he doesn't do anything on his turn. He just continues to laugh. And at the end of his turn, he makes another save. And stops laughing.
Oh no.
Blood!
Flinchaw.
Is there space next to him to kind of drop the vial down the trapdoor?
You could drop it like next to him. It's not a very far drop.
That's fine. I specifically want him to go back down to where the blood is. So I want to like throw it down the trap door below where he was and have it shatter so that the smell of blood is there.
All right. Make a dex check.
Straight dex.
Yes. As you pick up the vial and toss it down. All right. So he kind of falls down past him and shatters on the floor. And for a second, he kind of rolls over and stares on the blood at the floor. But then in a moment, he turns and he looks up at the rest of you.
I say, "There's your blood." And that was my action, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So from there, we'll come back to Villainous.
Hold person.
You would have to
Yeah,
actually
right.
be within range to cast Soul Person. He is not visible to you right now.
Oh, I thought he was on top of the
Technically,
stairs
yeah,
still.
Yeah, no, well, no, because once he fell prone, he's no longer visible on the top floor. He's back
Oh
down
wait,
below.
so is the door closable at this point?
At this point, the door could be closed. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was throwing that down there because I thought we couldn't close the door again. Like,
Okay.
my whole goal is to make it so that the door can be closed.
All
So-
right.
Alright.
So what would you have done instead? Because
I
he's
would
currently
have
laying
closed
prone
the
at the bottom of
door.
the. All right. So you're gonna close the trap door instead.
Yep.
All right. So you close the trap door.
I'm-
Closing the trap door is not actually your action.
okay, can I will rechain and lock the padlock if that's possible.
That would be your action. Yes.
Then that's what I do.
All right. So yeah, the trapdoor doesn't close fully. Like you kind of push it shut and you move the chain over it. So the chain is secured across the door, but it's not actually. The door itself is not closed. Like you would have to break through the chain to get free, but at the moment it is currently latched.
I try jumping on the door.
All right. Well, that would be more than your action would entail. So.
Then I
Why
will.
does Bleak Shaw always end up just standing on things? That's like you're always your
So well, at this
bulk,
point,
row, trapdoors.
we don't need to stay in initiative because when the door is chained and padlocked, there's a moment where like there comes several thumps on the bottom of it, but with the chain and padlock in place, he doesn't appear to be making much progress on it.
Doro, eat your vial.
Well, with this, I don't believe you actually threw the vial
No.
down. The vial is still up there with you
I thought
guys.
Jasper did.
No, I was going to chuck it as my action, but I used my action to relock the door once I realized
Yeah,
that
since
he
he
wasn't.
was up on your level,
So-
my assumption was that you dropped it like at his feet, not down the trap door into below.
Yeah, my whole
Oh, I
goal
thought we were
was to
throwing
be
down
able
the
to
trapdoor.
drop. Yeah, my whole goal was to get him back down
Oh, okay.
and lock the door.
That was a
So
waste
now
of
that
time.
I could do that, great. If I can use Hue to shave off enough of the door to fully close it, and then mend that back, that's what I will do.
It's more of the door is swollen in odd angles. It would have to be open for you to properly like
Then yeah, not
get
doing
it in a
that.
position, and it would be work even of itself. Like with carpentry tools, you could do it, but with you, that'd be asking a lot.
Can I try a mending spell just to put the door back to how it was originally?
The purpose of mending is not to like latch two things together; it's to repair two broken halves.
Okay.
Yeah, it fixes breaks and tears. It can't link two things
Okay.
together.
Yeah. I just
I
wanted
mean,
to like.
Blake Shaw, you could bash it with Hue. I can throw it in the hole and then she can mend it once.
I walk out.
Oh,
And for what you saw, the trapdoor is fairly thick, as evidenced by the fact that the chain is keeping the door itself is still intact, despite the fact that he was strong enough to just bash it open with one good hit. He hasn't been able to break through it at all.
well, with my original question for all that happened, with my Tinker's tools, do I have to have like a drill in there?
What is in Tinker's Tools? I can actually look this up right.
If so, then we can just drill that hole, put
Hey,
a
we could
straw
save the
in,
spell slot by a blood groove.
and make a little sippy.
That's what I was trying to do with my dagger.
Yeah.
That's Weaver's Tools. Sorry, it's Tinker's Tools. Thread, needles, whetstones, scraps of cloth, leather, and a small pot of glue.
Oh, I can glue it. No. Alright.
That is what is in Tinker's Tools.
Masonry has drills. Does Blinkshaw's masonry kit have?
It has mason's tools have a trowel, a hammer, a chisel, a brush, brushes, and a square.
I open my
You could
toolkit.
chisel a hole.
I open my toolkit and I say, "Nope, I don't have anything. Let's get going."
How about chisel? Why
I
don't
didn't
you want
see
to feed
anything.
this kid? Why do you not care?
Yeah, no, and that's fair. That's something that Blinkshaw, you know what's in it. Nobody else knows what's in your mason's tools.
Right, he'd be
Unless
lying
you've
on
shown it to them.
I'm not rolling insight. He wouldn't lie about this.
They,
I'm like-
they probably have seen it. But I say, look, guys, potentially letting him free is more dangerous than him staying there. That is why I don't think we should mess with the trapdoor anymore.
But what about like a blood hole to feed him?
Thump thump.
Hungry!
He's hungry.
Because making the trapdoor less stable is potentially letting him out, which is putting the entire village at risk, possibly.
Okay. Just because it's you, I'm going to drop the issue. But at some point, we should probably come back and feed that kid.
Tell you what, if we find a cow, we can come back with it.
I was thinking,
Or
and listen, hear me out here. Hear me out. If there's no cows, no livestock, no other alternative, and the facts are, and the thing, the stars align where this works, we could feed him.
Sure, we'll
Ease
bring you
mark.
back.
I heard that. Do not feed me to a vampire.
Is he really outside the door?
Yes, they are both standing outside the door.
Balin turns and he's like, "Is this the second time you've watched us go into certain death? And go away."
We were
I-
keeping an eye on you to ensure that nothing bad happened.
I tell these Mark, it's all right. He's just angry it didn't work.
Big help you were. Okay. All right, let's go because Blinkshell said it's fine.
Stand up and I'm just kind of huffing and I just throw the vial on the ground and I walk away.
It shatters. Blood kind of seeps along the floor, mixes with the water that is just kind of in pools here.
Could have used that.
Now that we've had enough of this distraction, should we get going? It is early in the day. We could make good time. Alright. So Donovich does not actually say anything or move to do anything. He is still sitting on the other side of the church in prayer. And you all can make your way out of the church. Move you back to the Barovian map. Aha! Actually, I haven't moved you guys to this map yet, so let's do some quick reveal about what you have seen in your time traveling here. Nope, that is initiative. That is not. Roll initiative for the big map, guys. It's going to be a hell of a fight. No.
Run away!
20.
Wow. Phil Dennis is ready to die first.
Alright.
All right. So yes, you all have come through.
To Valhalla.
Actually, I guess I don't need. Fog Up War is not on this map. You know what? That's fine. You guys can just use this map as you see fit. I don't care. So yeah, currently y'all are in the village of Barovia. And you all head out. Are you going to stop for any provisions or not? Because it didn't seem like there was anything you needed. At the very least, they didn't suggest that there would be anything specific you would need.
I believe healing potions is one thing we asked about, and he said,
Yeah, they said there's none here. I do want to walk through the rest of town to see if because we only walked through a portion of it.
I actually do need to turn on Fog of War because that might be important. Oh well. Haha. What are you looking for in town?
I just want to see if there's we only walked through a part of town and we found somebody screaming. And so I kind of want to make sure there's not anything else crazy in town.
All right. Well, passing through town, you see most of the buildings here are pretty standard. There don't appear to be a lot of businesses. The only business you see bought out is Biljet's Mercantile.
Okay, so that is really the only place.
On the east side of town, there is a house. that as you approach it, it seems to have a very thick fog just surrounding it. And on the on the Barovia map itself. So yeah, that would be this house here. Shit. No, don't turn on fog before. This house here. Like the fog is everywhere, but here it almost makes it difficult to see that there is even a house there.
I don't know if I'm on the right map.
Yeah, I don't think we're on the right map.
Right. Yes, that map.
There we go.
Ah,
Dragging you back and forth here. Yeah, the one you're standing next to.
That seems more familiar.
I ask Ismark whose house this is.
Nobody lives in this house. It's been abandoned for years.
Actually,
But horrible
nobody?
things have
Insight.
nobody.
I was
I'm
gonna
rolling
say,
inside.
actually nobody, or somebody you just don't want to talk about?
Rumors in the past that horrible things happened here. A cult at one point that sacrificed people, but one night it all just stopped. The house burned down. But the next day it was back, and this fog has been here ever since.
Okay.
Nobody goes in because the fog here is thick enough that, well, if you don't believe me, see for yourself.
And he like gestures you to walk forward towards it.
Do you guys want to go into a crazy, foggy cult house? I don't know. I mean, if there's like nobody screaming and they're crying inside or anything, whatever.
I mean, we just spent the morning trying and failing to feed a vampire after fighting giant wolves. We can go in the cult house. I'm acknowledging this is our life now.
So
guess
does
why
Balin
would we
walk
go-
into the fog?
Why would we go to the cult house?
No, I'm only following.
Natasha, what would you like to do?
I'm curious, but I feel like this is a distraction.
I agree. We have two people here that we need to help.
And the arena's just giving you a look like, we really should not do that. I do not think that will be a good idea. Nothing good can come of messing with this house.
Well, plenty of good could. I just don't know if it would be worth the risk.
For reference, to give some description of this house too, it is set behind a fence, but the entire gardened area, like around the house, is completely covered in fog. You can see the top of the house, but it is impossible to see the ground that sets around the outside of the house.
Do we want to come back once we have safely escorted?
Yeah, it sounds to me like Balaki is a bigger town than this. We might be able to get some better resources, but I don't think we're done with this area. Like, I mean, let's get these two out of here. But there's a lot here that I feel like we haven't looked into yet, and apparently no one here looks into anything,
Agreed.
which is pretty screwed up.
Exactly. How far away is Valaki again? We have 3 horses. Do we have enough horses for everybody?
Well, let's see here. Your group is currently 7 strong, so
So no.
somebody would have to walk regardless.
Okay. So how far are we from Valaki?
Sorry, no, your group is 6 strong, because you've only got. That's right, because right, you don't have a 5th member because
Oh yeah.
guy's not here. So with the 4 of you plus the 2 people that you were traveling with, you would be 6 strong. You could saddle up 2 people to a horse.
Excellent. What would that mean for travel time to Valaki?
Well, from what they've heard, Vlaki's not even a day away. It's probably close to a day away. You would probably arrive closer to just before nightfall. With the horse, you could probably cut a little bit of time off of that.
Then I say let's go now so that we can avoid nightfall out in the wilderness. Like, let's go to
I agree.
Valaki now.
Yeah, but I'm just. We shouldn't forget about. Is Barovia?
The village of Barovia. It is named after the land you live in. I know it's weird.
I know it's screwed up that I just said we shouldn't forget. hesitate Barovia, but that's why I was confused, because land and town. But okay, yeah, we shouldn't forget about this and we should come back.
All right. So who all is saddling up with which horses? Because with the mention of riding horses, Eastmark and Arena express interest in riding together. And that would mean that they would get a horse to themselves.
Take Spud, my horse. Mine.
Yeah, I wanted to take mine.
I say I understand the desire to do so. However, given these are our horses and we are protecting you, I think it is best that we split up.
Dibs on not riding with Eastmark.
I will ride with Eastmark.
I'll take whatever's left.
Looks like you and me riding together, Arena. Kisses her hand. The creepiest way possible.
Fucking nasty.
So she do that, and she kind of gives you a look, and she kind of gives a look to Eastmark. At least it isn't the creepiest person that's kissed me in the past week.
Literally, I stick my tongue out and I'm like, meh, and the horse with his.
All right, so yeah, Arena will ride with Balin, Tashra can ride with Soldinis, and Eastmark will ride with Blinkshaw. All right, so, and you all set off relatively quickly. It's still early in the morning. The sun is clearly risen, but it's not so high in the sky that the time is starting to drift along, and you all make good progress. The first thing that you ride past is a bridge across a river. And let me grab the proper mapping so I can describe what you see as you ride. Yeah. The river here flows as clear as blue winter sky through the valley, which is the closest you've seen to blue sky as you've come here. And as you pass, Eastmark kind of leans closer to you, Blinkshaw. That is the river Evelis. It runs across the entire breadth of Arovia. If you ever get lost, it will lead you to the road if you can find it. At
Good
least if you're going
information
the
to
right
have.
way.
Which way is the river flowing?
The river flows from west to east.
Okay.
So you're traveling like against its current technically because you're moving west along the road.
Okay.
From there, you travel deeper into wooded area, and the trail curves slightly. But before it's even noon, you all have come across a crossroads. Yeah. And as you kind of approach, the fog here is a little thicker as well. They're not so thick that you can't see anything. And here you see an old wooden gallows creaks in a chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beam. The well-worn road splits here, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in three directions. Barovia Village to the east, Seer Pool to the northwest, and Ravenloft/Vallaki to the southwest. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into the trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across from the gallows, a low wall, crumbling in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog.
Can you give the directions again so I can write them down? Southwest is Ravenloft, Vallaki.
Northwest was Seer Pool. And I'm going to spell that because it has a T in it. So it's like, what the fuck? Seer Pool. And Barovia Village to the east, down the road you just came.
And Barovia, okay, to the east.
I asked Eastmark, what is this Seer Pool?
Seer Pool is it's an encampment. I believe the Vistani stay there. It's one of their campgrounds. If we travel through there, we may make better time going around the mountain. If they have a path that would lead through, but most tend to take the long road as it is actually on the road.
The Vallaki are the ones that travel back and forth between locations, right?
The Vistani, yes.
The Vistani.
They are the ones who actually leave this land.
Vallaki's the town, right?
Vallaki is the town, yes.
Okay, sorry.
In Dwarven, Balin says the Vistani are our ticket home. We have to be friends with them.
Let's take this path on our way back. I'll reply in Dwarven.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, you know, at least we know which direction is north and east and west now.
Yeah. I'll ask about the gallows as well, and the graveyard. Who was killed and buried here?
I don't have any idea. You could check the gravestones for names, but it could be anyone. Place like this probably used to hang thieves or murderers, people who would not be remembered.
Aren't you the closest town to this gallows? Wouldn't it have been your gallows?
Not ours, no.
Then whose?
I have no idea.
You don't know a lot about the place you live in.
Yeah, Balin looks incredulous. He's like, you don't know who's hanging people half a day's ride from where you live?
Nor do we know who built the structures that keep the gates that lead into the town from the east. If you haven't noticed, Barovia has been here for a very long time, but most of its history has been lost.
How long have
No.
you been here?
I've only lived here for a few decades. I'm only 32, but still, when you've been ruled by a tyrant that goes back as far as some people say 4 centuries, what would you know?
Kind of under my breath to Phil Dennis and Blink Shaw. I'm like, can you imagine what Blisk would do if he found a town where he could be running rampant 6 hours from town gates and no one asked a question? We might have to get him like a ticket back here.
He'd be doing exactly what he was when we met him.
Yeah, but better.
So, which way do you want to go from here?
I think we should go to Valaki directly right now on the road, and then hit Searpole on the way back. So, I agree to go back to Barovia.
As you kind of having this conversation.
That's a vote. So if you guys want to argue, we can.
Just gonna say that work for you, Tasha?
Sure.
I was gonna
Cool with
say,
me.
as you all are having this conversation, a horse starts to come down the road from the northwest, and atop it is a dark-skinned individual, fairly similar to the women that you met in the Blood of the Vine Tavern. Their clothes is a little more bright than the typical Terry, though moderately drab by other standards. And as they kind of come down the trail, they kind of look you over. Oh, you are here, like she said. Come, Madame Eva wishes to speak with you.
Can you put that name in chat, please?
I look back and forth between Ismark and God damn, I'm horrible with these two's name.
Arena and Ismark.
Arena, thank you. Between Ismark and Arena and say, what's going on here?
They both kind of share a look at you like.
If you
And
say
the,
I
and the-
have no idea one more time.
I can't
Tasha
sure.
says.
Vistana. And he kind of leans over. Why does Madame Eva wish to see us? And the individual just says, she knew travelers would be coming down the road. I was to come and meet them. She wishes to speak with you, so please come with us. Come with me. Sorry.
I'm going through my notes with the Vishtari right now, but I can't find the name. Was that one of the ones we met in Barovia?
That was not one of the ones you met in the tavern. No.
Okay.
It's us instead of me. I do look around to see.
Sorry.
If there's
No,
another-
that was a GM mistake.
Okay, cool. I turn to the two and I say, well, should we go?
Road trip.
Balin shrugs and is like, who are we to refuse Madame Eva? Whispers, she sounds hot.
Ha ha.
You sound like a moron.
We're in an alternate
Arena,
universe.
You
It's
don't
fine.
see it, but you can hear her roll her eyes.
Yeah, I'm like, we're in an alternate universe. All of us have mustaches, evil twins somewhere here. Just roll with it.
Ignoring Balin. I turn to Tasha and Fildinis. What do you guys think?
I don't want to get on the bad side of these people.
Especially
Agreed.
because they're the ones that can get us back, possibly.
Sounds good. Off we go then. Let's
You're
meet
coming.
Academy.
Good. I do not want to keep her waiting long. And he kind of turns his horse around. He begins to trot away. As you were trotting away, Toshra,
Mhm.
you hear a creaking noise behind you coming from the gallows. And when you turn to look at it, where there was nothing before, now hangs a lifeless gray body. And as the breeze kind of turns it around, you see it's your own body. And you are seeing yourself hanging from this gallows.
I'm gonna just clutch onto my holy symbol and turn back and keep riding.
All right. So, if you're the only one who sees this, you have every right to just ignore it. You all set off farther
Is that a
along.
hint?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying you were the one that saw it, and it was you.
You
It was your
remember-
decision to reveal it.
You have inspiration on, and Lake has.
Yeah, you can ask. You can ask
really
Lake
want.
what
Oh.
to do.
Okay. I'm gonna use my inspiration for that. Yeah.
You don't have to, by the way.
I would
You're
like
going
to,
to exchange
actually.
your information to get. So
Yes.
what advice? What are you asking for advice on?
Should I follow up on this, or is it just a creepy symbol from Strahd?
Geez, how do I want to rephrase? How do I want to respond to this? I will tell you that there is absolutely no harm in seeing what might be going on here.
Okay.
That may
I
not
hold
be
my-
as much as you guys are hoping for, but that in that
Yeah.
instance, that is the good advice you're going to get. There is absolutely no harm in investigating what is going on here.
I
There's
whisper to
magic
Phil
items over
Dennis,
here.
who's on the same earth as I am. Do you see that? And I point back at the gallows.
What?
So yeah, Phil Dennis, you kind of turn around and you look, and you can see hanging from the gallows, as clear as day, is what looks like Toshra's dead body, just kind of hanging there naked. I should have mentioned that. Sorry. Yeah, no, you're hanging there, but you're just naked, hanging there.
I poke Tasha. Is it solid?
You
Is she
poking-
there or
well,
is she a mirage?
The body
the
or
Toshra
the-
on the back of your horse, yes,
Yes.
she is physical and real.
Okay. I was want to make sure I'm not just seeing things. That's creepy as hell. I stop the horse and I Balin?
Huh? What?
I don't know who's riding that one. I think Balin's horse.
It's me and Irina. So I kind of look back
Oh.
like,
So you and Arena kind of looks back too when you start calling to Balin, and as she sees that, she just kind of, what the hell is that?
and do I see it when I look?
Yes, you see Toshra's naked frame just kind of dangling from the neck from these gallows.
As nothing seemed since they've been in Barovia, like nothing's really seemed to really screw up Balin. But he sees that, he's like, ooh, not good.
At this
And I
point,
look like-
Easemark has kind of taken attention to look back as well, and he kind of leans in.
Blinky,
You see that, the
Blinky,
Bloodshot?
turn around.
Tell me you see that.
I turn around and I assume I see it.
You do.
I do. I call forward to the person leading us. Point back and say, "We have to see what is going on here."
So yeah, you kind of forward. He kind of turns around and looks back, and he kind of just gives a nod. You can see that he's clearly looking at what's hanging there as well.
I ask him if he has seen this before.
He just very slowly shakes his head.
Do I believe him?
You can make an insight check. Seems legit to you.
I will let Tasha lead the way on this.
Yeah, this
I'm
is definitely your thing.
gonna go back up to it, like ride my horse up toward the gallows and hop off the horse.
So the gallows are kind of set up, so kind of picking yourself up on the horse, you can climb directly from the horse on top of the gallows. Getting this close, you can even see like the bronze tint where your scales, they've kind of faded with time, but it does seem to be a replica of your own body, eeringly so, as you know your body like you do.
I'm gonna like take out my dagger and just kind of touch it and see if it goes through or if it's solid.
This close, you can even smell just it does smell like a dead body is here. And as you kind of move up and kind of touch it with your dagger, there's a moment where your dagger kind of pierces into it, and as you kind of draw it away, the blood no blood kind of comes out, but there is a mark where you've kind of pierced through it, and for a second it just kind of shakes a little, and then it melts away into nothing.
I'll take a step back. And I turn around and look at everybody else.
There's like a puddle on the floor.
No, like the body just kind of melted away into fog.
I just want to generally check out the gallows in general for anything out of the ordinary. Is there anything about this that a gallows wouldn't have, or could this be an illusion? Could this be sleight of hand? Could this be a something like that?
Moving. I'll say moving. Go ahead and make a investigation check.
I will help with that one.
Sure,
I
and
wanna-
you have advantage.
I want to do a perception check and see if anybody's around.
All right, make a perception check. All right. So yeah, you kind of go around making solid knocks around this Balin. But as it is, the gallows, there isn't much to them. It's more like stairs that lead up to a frame, and there wouldn't be anything that you could say use to make something like this disappear. And looking around, Tashra, there is not a soul inside, with the exception of the your own group and the individual who has kind of rode down the path. But they were turned and moving, 40, 50 feet away from the gallows by the time you heard this and turned back to look.
I turn to Phil Dennis and ask, anything magical about this? Was this an illusion? What did we just see?
I don't think so. Even then, it's more of a.
I'll say, Phil Dennis, you were the closest to Tasha because you were on the horse when she was interacting with it. Illusions aren't real. You can't interact with them.
Yeah.
If she had poked her dagger through it, nothing would have happened to it. Unless it was some extremely advanced magic, but nothing like that seemed to be going on here as far as you could tell.
I think it's more supernatural, honestly, than arcane based.
I put my dagger back and I just kind of look at everybody else. When we're done with this, I am going the fuck home.
We all want to go home.
I'm bored with that.
I miss Blisk.
Not
Get
Droop.
back on the horse.
Oh yeah, Droop's in our house. Hope Blisk is kicking the shit out of him.
I summoned Charles to, I guess more or less sit on Tasha's backpack to keep an eye out.
So, all right, you summon Charles, and for a second you summon him, and he kind of sits on your shoulder, and then he sees who's on the back of your horse, and you just get this is the one that was staring at me. I don't know if I want to do this. Are you sure it's gonna be okay?
It'd be fine. I fear the worst, honestly, and I'd rather have you out. Just keep an eye out.
So he kind of stops looking at you, and then you just see the ferret is just kind of staring at you again, Tostra, and he's kind of like pawing, like he wants to climb over you.
I guess I kind of lower my shoulders and let him.
Right. So he kind of climbs over your shoulder, and then for a second he like kind of sits around your backpack, but then he kind of drops down and he's just kind of sitting on the back of the horse, kind of watching behind you. And Charles will keep a lookout. As you all kind of fall back in line, the individual who was waiting for you kind of, is everything okay? Do you need to investigate a little more?
I'm fine.
Everyone's fucked up and distorted now.
I asked.
You can take us back to your friend.
I asked Tashra, when you did that, was there anything that happened to you? Did you feel a pinprick or have a scar where
Did
you
I?
inserted your dagger?
You didn't feel anything, no.
I didn't feel anything.
I still feel like we're missing something here. We didn't check the gravestones, did we?
You rode by them, but nobody looked at them as far as they said.
I want to look
I
to
was just
see
looking
if
at the
Tasha's
gallows
name
page.
is
We can do
on
that.
them, if anybody that we know.
Actually, kind of a bad idea. I do want to look at the gravestones.
All right, so kind of circling around closer to the small plot of graves. While they are shrouded in fog, spending some time and looking closely, you see that most of them are fairly weathered, and none of them have any names inscribed on them.
Do they have anything inscribed on them?
No, they are just blank gravestones.
Do any of the
Can I make a
gravestones-
declaration? As Blinkshaw is investigating everything, I can't help myself. I use minor illusion, and one of the graves says Mino of.
This is what?
It says Mino of Australia.
So as you were looking through the gravestones, one of them inexplicably just has written across it Mino of Australia.
I actually believe that it says that.
Immediately, Palin, you can see how serious you. Sorry, that one was. There's nothing on that grave.
All right. I'm creeped out.
Arena
enough
comes
that
taps
I
you on the back of
would-
the head. This is not the time for games.
Look, if we're all doomed, we might as well go out with a. In fact, minor illusion of a mustache
On who?
on Irina's face.
She just kind of stares daggers at you.
She can't see it, so she doesn't know it's there. I'm like, no, we're all just gonna go out like that.
She sees you casting magic. She's sitting right up against you.
Balin could be Italian. He talks with his hands.
Jesus.
Can't believe I'm
That's fine.
trusting my life to you people.
Me
Shrugs.
neither right now. Me neither right now.
All right,
Um,
so
Are any of the graves fresh or anything else?
sorry, a friend just started sending me like 50 messages a second, excited that apparently the Pokemon Switch game has been announced or whatever. Or
So are we gonna
no,
take a break
new
before
Pokemon
11 or
game.
no?
No, we're not gonna get a break. We'll get an hour left, so a 10-minute break now would just be pushing it. So if unless somebody needs to use the restroom, I feel like we can
So
just push on.
I'm gonna run for 5 if you guys are just gonna do exposition, but yeah, I do have to go to the bathroom real fast.
Okay.
Yeah, look at the rest of them. All right, so with that, the individual who will lead you very steadily along the trail here, it
So
winds again. So what?
None of the graves were disturbed or fresh.
No,
or
nothing seemed to be
that?
odd about the graves. It just seemed to be a gravesite that has been tended to, been tended to in ever, it seems.
Is the rope on the gallows new?
No, it was tied and frayed.
And it still is.
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
Before we leave, I want to cut all the ropes down.
You want to cut the rope from the gallows down?
Yes.
Okay, you can do that.
Then I'm ready to go.
And that rope is as real as it gets. It does actually come with you. So with that, you all start to set it off. Moving along here, the road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of the comings and goings of wagons. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There's a clearing here, next to a river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 foot in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. A footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest's edge. The individual kind of trots over to the horses and sets his with the others. And as you all kind of sit, taking this in, he steps back to you and points towards the large tent. Madame Ava is in there. She will see you as soon as you are ready. He kind of turns and seems to move back over and rejoin the festivities.
I guess we should probably wait for Bailey to get back before we... Out of character, I mean.
Yeah, I figured. um, is there anything... I want to look around to see if there's anything obvious as far as how they could get back and forth between the fog. And you said there were wagon trails, like ruts in the road, right?
Well, there are also wagons here too.
Right, but were the ruts there the entire time, or did they just kind of start all of a sudden?
It's because the road was so muddy that it became much more clear that people had been traveling through here.
Oh, okay, so it went from like a hard pack road to a muddy trail that
Yes.
would okay. Is there anything here that's clear, like a mode of travel that looks weird other than the horses? Do the wagons themselves look odd?
They seem to be very colorful and bright, which is very unusual compared to most of the drab colors you see here. Everybody should be on the new map, and everybody should be able to see from the "You Are Here" token, as you all see the number of individuals who are kind of dancing and making merry around the fire. The reason I've done this is the "You Are Here." If people split off, I'll start dragging normal tokens. But for now, you guys are traveling as a group, so it seems like this is the easiest way.
Yeah,
But no,
makes sense.
you don't see anything out of the ordinary other than just a campsite with wagons that have been traveling about.
And this one on the top right is the tent we're going into?
Yes, that was the tent that he signaled would be where Madame Ava was.
Right.
Does everybody here look like they're about the same age?
It varies. There don't appear to be any children here.
Okay.
Amongst them, there are several of the Vistana that their hair has. Sorry, that'll be confusing. Vistani is the plural. Vistana is the singular.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll say several of the Vistana as individuals. Their hair is a little grayer, like they might be a little older, but very specifically, there don't appear to be any children. Whether or not that they don't have children or there just aren't any in this group is impossible to say.
Yeah.
And as they are all kind of sitting around, one of them kind of looks over and waves you closer.
I look
Uh-oh.
at Blankshaw for guidance. Not
Start walking.
literal guidance, but I mean. Sorry.
I'll start walking over there, like kind of on our way to Madame Ava's tent.
So, what brings you here? Or are you the ones that Madame Ava foresaw?
We are apparently the ones that Madame Ava foresaw.
Hmm.
What else did she foresee about us?
That she would see you coming along the trail, and then she approached us to have one of you go and fetch you. Other than that, she hasn't said. But I imagine she brought you here so that she could tell you that herself.
Can you tell me more about Madame Ava? We are new to this entire land, actually.
Well, she is a very potent seer. She can foretell the future in her readings. We know that much. She also leads our camp here. Our leader, as it were, our elder. If she has seen you and wished to speak with you, you would do well to heed what she says.
Thank you for the advice.
Of course. Would you like some wine while you wait? I
Yes.
feel that the little wine may help ease the nerves from what you might be about to learn.
Is it usually bad news?
Bad news, good news, it's all news. But most adventurers that come through here and see her, most never see them again. I don't think that's her fault, I think that's just Barovia is a shitty place.
Adventurers have come through here.
Time and again, yeah. You hear stories of them. They always end up dying.
Have there been any recent ones?
About a year ago, a mighty wizard came to this land. I remember him like it was yesterday. Looked
Black
exactly
Rose?
where you're standing. Very charismatic man he was. Thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd. Stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle in mass. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. Few stood their ground and were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard. Yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic couldn't save him. Saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body to see if, he had anything of value, but the river Iblis had already spirited him away. Sorry. I guess I told that tale before I realized you hadn't asked about it. But it seemed like you might be interested in the information at least.
Very much so. That is very good to know. How long have you been here?
I've lived in this camp my whole life.
We understand that you are able to leave Barovia if you would like.
Sometimes we do leave. The wagons travel and go, but then we come back.
When do you leave next?
Oh, that's whenever Madame Eva says that we should be leaving. She hasn't mentioned, so for now we stay, we drink, we have a good time.
And where is it that you go?
Wherever we want. Sometimes we travel to Waterdeep. I even once saw Baldur's Gate.
How is it that you travel there?
We just leave. This domain holds no power over us.
And why is that?
Give me 1 second as I double check my answer here.
Mhm.
Well, you see, a long time ago, there was a ruler, a general, enemies on all sides. He came to the Vastani injured. We aided him, we protected him, and then in return he promised that Vastani would always be welcome in his realm. Some people say that was Strahd. I do not know if it's true, but ever since we have been allowed to come and go here as we see fit. The fog does not stop us.
Anyone ever tried to join you when you leave?
No, but we also tend not to do that. To allow people who have been brought here by his will might be problematic. Maybe his generous and his patience with us does not extend so much longer.
I see. I would love that wine now.
He kind of passes you a flask. Enjoy!
What was the price quoted by the tavern keeper for a pitcher of wine?
A pitcher was a silver.
Then I will give this person a silver. And thanks.
So you take out a silver and you go to hand it over, and he kind of takes it and gives a nod. We've got plenty to go around, so if you want to buy more, just ask. But you should probably go and see Madame Eva. Keeping her waiting. I don't know if she would think she will get angry, but the sooner the better. After all, knowing your future can always help.
I'll look to Tasha.
Well, let's go.
To pass the flask over to you.
Oh.
So I'm assuming you guys are kind of like set your horses next to the other horses and start
Yeah.
moving towards the tent. All right.
Yeah.
So as you kind of all start to slide off the horses, as you all approach, Ismark and Arena kind of stand next to each other, and you hear call out from the tent.
The Kolyanoviches are not welcome here. They will wait outside.
They kind of share a look at each other, and they kind of look at the rest of you. That is fine. We will wait here with the horses.
All right. I just walk inside the tent.
So,
As you walk up to the tent, you see in here magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in black velvet cloth. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice crackles like dry weeds.
At last you have arrived.
Cackling laughter bursts up like mad lightning from her weathered lips. And as she kind of looks up to you, her eyes narrow.
Ah, Tashra is first. The pirate queen. Well, maybe not queen, but pirate nonetheless. You're new. I had expected the blue ones first. Oh well. Foretelling is not perfect. Are the rest of your friends coming in yet?
I turn around and look. Let's see if everybody's coming in.
I'm right behind. So is Balin.
So yeah, next Blink Shot comes in and she kind of looks.
Now we have the dwarf, Blinkshaw, of course. The servant of the one of protection. How are your temples doing? As if I don't already know.
I hope they're doing very well, and I hope to go check on them as soon as possible.
Maybe. Behind you is Balin.
Her eyes kind of narrow at you for a second.
Oh, you're the tricky one, aren't you? Aren't you done hiding yet?
No, because you're on mute.
He's on mute, yeah.
From
Balin,
there,
you're good.
Phil Dennis kind of steps in.
I'm
and
back
she
now.
looks-
Sorry, I've been asking questions.
Yeah, no, you've been muted.
I know. I have a headset mute and a Discord mute, and I didn't realize they were both on. I'll skip all my other bullshit and say, in response to that, always and never. It's a pleasure to meet you, Madam Eva.
And Phil Dennis, last of the frozen cloaks. Come in, little one, come in. How are you doing?
All right.
And her old wither face kind of cracks into a smile.
Not hitting any more friends, are you?
Not yet.
Good. You shouldn't turn on each other. Bad manners. Well, welcome. I'm glad you have answered my summons. I am Madam Eva. You may be wondering, why did I ask you to come here?
Yes.
It's very simple. I came to offer you a reading.
And as she says this, she kind of takes out a deck of cards and just kind of sets them on the table.
Do you want your fortunes read?
I just kind of shrug and shake my head.
Wouldn't be the first time I got
Balin.
mine read.
Balin nods enthusiastically. I'd love to know more.
I'll nod.
She kind of offers a smile.
Good. You never know what the future may tell.
And at that point, she begins to shuffle the deck. Shuffles and shuffles. I need to grab something right quick. So I have something for this. Wow, there are so many maps that I got to drag this past. Okay.
That Doru handout is making me crack up.
True.
He looks really handsome.
Yeah. Not the word I would use.
Lake is like hiding your features.
Sorry, you're cutting up.
Sorry, is hiding like your facial.
You cut out the
I love
exact
that
same
it keeps
spot.
cutting up at the exact same point
Yeah.
every single time.
I'm like I'm leaning into my laptop now. Is hiding your facial expressions deception or insight?
It would be deception against their insight.
My deception's so low. Balin looks kind of pale at this point when she says what she said to him.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so at this point, she begins to draw cards off of the deck and place them bit by bit. Oh shit! Nope, that's not what's supposed to happen. God damn it! Why would you do it that way? So no, that's not the card you guys are gonna get. Recall all, and I gotta do some quick setting changes because you're not supposed to see the cards. They're supposed to be dealt face down. All right, how do
I
I?
must have bet it's nudie cards.
All right, give me 1 second, as I gotta actually change the settings for them. I forgot that these were dealt the wrong way.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, no, you would think Roll20 would fix their goddamn shit, but nope, they never do it properly. I always have to do this shit myself. That's fine.
Did we just agree to the deck of many things? What are you doing to
No. So she draws a card here and begins to set them out.
So, you did not come here intentionally, but you came here because someone wanted you here. And unfortunately, that is the fate that you will be dealt. But I come with good tidings. For what I will be here to tell you is that you have a chance. These fortunes, they will tell you what you need to know.
And then she draws the last card and sets it down. Her hand slides over to this card here.
This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy.
As she flips the card over, it is the priest. And as she looks at that, she says,
Oh, interesting. You will find what you seek in the castle, amid the ruins of a place of supplication.
you all should be taking notes on this, by the way.
typing furiously?
That is my making up for the last inspiration stint. Was not so insightful. You should definitely be taking notes on this.
I'm trying to mute out, but I'm writing down.
It will not be repeated. And she kind of hovers to the top card.
This card tells of a powerful force of good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope.
And then she turns that one over.
The charlatan.
Linkshaw, there's Balin.
I see a lonely meal on the precipice. The treasure lies within.
Did you say meal as in M-E-A-L?
Mill.
Mill.
M-I-L-L.
Okay, I was confused.
Her hand kind of
I wrote down meal as well, so thank you, Curly.
hovers over to the its accents to the third card.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And as she flips it over,
This card is a power of strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. The soldier. Go to the mountains. Climb the white tower, guarded by golden knights.
and as she reaches to the fourth card, she kind of turns and looks at you.
Sorry, guarded by a golden knight.
It's a golden knight.
Light.
Listen carefully, because she's not going to repeat herself. And neither am I.
Light or night?
Knights.
Oh, okay. I have light, so okay. K-N-I-G-H-T.
Yeah, on this one, she just kind of looks at you.
You are brought here by Strahd, as he has brought others before you. He has brought you here because it is what he does. To him, it is a game of death, a challenge for him to entertain himself. Normally, you will fail, but with these, you may succeed. The things that I have shown you, you would be well to seek them out. And perhaps when you have found them all, you will be ready for him. This card,
And as she hovers over the bottom one,
will tell you where an enemy of Strahd is. This card will shed light on one who will help you greatly in the battle across against the dark. Hmm. Dark Lord.
Her eyes kind of go a little wide.
Ah, the worst of all truths. You must face the evil of this alone. That is unfortunate.
And then she heads to the last card, her hands kind of trailing along it.
Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. But this card will lead you to him.
And then she flips that one over.
Innocent. I see. He deals with the one whose blood sealed his doom. A brother of light snuffed out too soon.
One more time, like, since we're all typing here.
He dwells with the one whose blood sealed his doom. A brother of light snuffed out too soon.
Like, I stopped formatting the text 5 cards ago just to keep it all down. So I'm trying not to ask you to repeat, but I'm trying to keep up.
So when she says that one, she very quickly begins to she reshuffles the cards back into the deck, kind of neatly does them, and then sets the deck aside.
So, those are your fortunes. I wish I could say that there is more to them that will help you, but that's just the fortunes. You would do well to seek them out and heed my warning. Otherwise, well, you would not be the first who would die at his hand, but you may well be the last if you are careful.
I ask if there is anything else that she can do, or must we? How can we get home? Is the only way to get home? Can we get Strahd's blessing? Would he let us leave?
If you want to leave this land, your option is one, and one simply. Lift the curse. Free Strahd from his, and you shall all walk free.
And is there any way to free Strahd without battling him?
If it was so easy, it would probably have been done before now.
He does not want the curse lifted, does he?
I do not pretend to know. While I can see a great many things, there are 2 things that the ones with prescience cannot see. We cannot see our own fate, and we cannot see the fate of those who are greater than us. And Strahd is far more powerful than I.
I'm not sure what the rest of the group looks like, but Balin's kind of like completely pale, white-faced, listening to everything she says like it's speaking directly to him. And when it's over, he reaches under his shirt and pulls off what Blinkshaw and Phil Dennis would know as the Anvil Key, and kind of wraps it up and pushes it on the table. And he's like, I don't really understand why I'm doing this, but I feel like what you just said will save our lives, or
It will kill you dead.
Say that again?
Or it will kill you dead.
Perhaps, yeah. But I feel like what you just said, and I don't know why, is the most important thing we've heard yet in this place. So take this. It's something I care about, I don't know if we need any more. But it means a lot to me.
I thought you left this key in the treasure room.
But we left this in the treasure room.
So I just looked at the and it wasn't on there, and it was in my inventory.
I'm pretty sure we said we left that in the treasure room.
Stolen it.
I remember y'all leaving it in the treasure room when I was
All
sitting
right.
on that
So
episode.
even
I guess-
Tasha remembers it was left
So
in the
wait,
treasure room.
That's fine. I'll pull it off because honestly, I was gonna do this with Bliss platinum coin, but I know I left that with Blisk. So
Yeah,
I'll do
you
it
left
with
that with him too.
I'll do it with a direwolf trophy. It has to mean something to me, so I can't just.
But you just kind of set the direwolf head on there.
It can't be a caltrop or something. Like it's got to be something that matters to him. But yeah, he'll since it was technically on his back, like as a backpack, he'll drop it on the side and be like, "This is something we were going to put in our trophy room to laud our exploits, and it's important to me. Not as important as it could be, but it's the only thing I have I can give you to show you I appreciate what you just did." And I'll throw the taxidermized head on there.
Okay. Kind of looks
I
at
tried
it,
with the key, I forgot.
and then
I'm
looks
sorry.
back up at Balin.
Well, that is all that I can tell you. Now I should rest, and you should go. So go.
How do we get to Velaki?
Travel northwest on the trail. The footpath will take you there. The horses should make it fine.
Is there any other advice you can give us?
No.
Is there anything we can do to repay you?
The fortune is free. You do not have to pay me for this.
Not to pay you, but to repay you as a thank you. Is there?
You want to thank me? Free this land from its curse.
Plus the direwolf head.
Right.
Yeah.
I imagine Balin's like not really picking up on it, but the rest of you can see that she is just kind of side-eyeing, like, I need to get that out of here as soon as possible.
We'll leave
She's
you
a gypsy.
to.
She understands attachment. Like it mattered to me.
We will leave you to find a place for this wonderful gift that Balin gave.
Right, go. See to the kill out of it just before they do something I'm going to regret.
Is there anything else you need as I head out?
I have all that I need here.
Walk out of the tent.
Off it goes. Alright. So from there, you are all kind of standing outside of Madame Ava's tent. No one seems to be paying much attention to you, though Irina and Ismark, as you kind of step out, they both kind of turn to look at you with, like, interested expressions on their faces.
Well, what did they tell you?
Vague, cryptic shit. Means nothing. And I walk past them to the horses.
Like against what she just said, like everything we need to know to survive. All the important stuff. That's what Balin says.
So Irina kind of...
So, which one was it? I don't understand.
Hey, no one respects the fucking things I say, so wasn't important. She's right. Totally.
Right.
I roll.
Okay. Are we going to go now? We can still make good time. Maybe even make Velaki before nightfall.
Yes, let's get going.
Definitely make that.
Like, can I, so is this camp easy to find, or do I need to, like, Matt?
Well, one of the trails led to it, and there was even a sign that pointed it out, so you could find this again without too much issue. Like there is a trail that you could follow to get here. So as long as you knew what trail to take.
Okay, I'm just marking that in my memory.
It's not like this is hidden away in some secret location.
But they're also gypsies, and like the biggest gypsy trope is like the camp's not where it used to be. So, like Balin's like looking at like the
You
constellations.
could find this location, no problem. Whether or not they'd be here is an entire thing entirely.
Like Balin's looking at like the constellations and all the other tip-off kind of shit, because just like gypsy stuff like this always is like, oh, and then they're there, but they're not there.
It's daytime though.
Yeah,
it is daytime.
There's big ruts in the road.
Enough. Okay, I missed that part. So yeah.
So you look at the gray sky, and the gray sky tells you it is somewhere.
Look, mark my words. At some point in this campaign, we're gonna come back here for answers, and they will be here because goddamn gypsies.
All right, I am
Apologies
going to saddle up and start riding. I'll ask. One thing that stood out to me was they mentioned a sword. Hold on a second, a sword of the sun. And if I remember correctly, didn't Arena have a sword with a sun on it?
Nope, she had a rapier. The standard rapier.
What about the other guy?
The holy symbols of the church were suns, but the weapons that both Ismark and Arena used just appeared to be he carries a longsword and she carries a rapier.
Okay, they didn't have a holy symbol on them.
No.
Okay.
Alright, so unless there's anything else you want to do, which I don't think, none of the Vistani seem to pay any real mind to you at this point. Now that you've spoken with Madame Ava, apparently you finished what they called you here to do.
I would actually ask if they were selling, if they had healing potions, because Madame Ava seems like a in-the-know kind of chick.
So when you do that, one of them kind of looks you up and down. Don't sell any potions of healing, but you know, if you could afford it, we might be able to spray a potion that would let you leave.
For how much?
Oh no, those are steel. To leave Barovia, 200 gold pieces.
And where would it send us?
It lets you leave. You leave where you want to leave. It's how this land works.
Do I believe this guy, given
Make an insight check.
what all of the others have told us about this?
Even with the 12, the other one even seemed to imply that the Vistani, if you were to travel with them, maybe you could leave, but they don't let people leave. So
Yeah.
why would they sell you potions that would let you leave? That doesn't add up.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Honestly, it seems like he might just be trying to rip you off.
I'll let Balin get like super excited talking to him, and then I'll pull the. Well, you know what? We're gonna.
You know what's
go...
fucked up? No, but Balin doesn't actually want to leave. Like he's very committed to this now.
I tell the guy
Personal
we'll sleep on it and come back if we're interested, and then walk away.
Yeah, he doesn't really buy it or not buy it. He's just kind of like, well, that's good to know for later when we're ready to, after we've lifted the curse. But no, Balin's on a religious quest. That's boring.
All right, so saddling up your horses and making way, you do find the footpath outside of the camp is relatively easy to follow. And following with even less than 30 minutes, you all follow the side of the river as well, with it keeping you relatively sure of where your direction is heading. And with fairly little time at all, you come out past the river onto yet another converging path, which seems to lead over another bridge. And once you get here, I got to find the page that I was on a second ago. You follow the river to the base of a canyon, at the far end of which a great waterfall spills into a pool, billowing forth clouds of cold mist. A great stone bridge spans the canyon nearly 1,000 feet overhead.
This sounds like where the wizard battled. I want to look to see if there's. I mean, there's always something behind the wall.
So let's see here.
I'll ask if anybody can come help me look to see if we can find anything behind the waterfall.
Sure.
Yeah,
The
Balin-
waterfall is like, again, you guys are here. It's 1,000 feet above you here,
Oh, it's not
and
it.
then the waterfall is off in the distance. Another half mile that way.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's get to Valaki before dark.
You can see it from here because it's clear, but yeah, it's not within your range. All right, so yeah, it doesn't take long for you. There's a path that leads up the side of the mountain, so you can very easily kind of side up, and you're back on what seems to be the main road as you're on the bridge. And continuing north, here it opens up into less trees and more flatlands with slight hills that kind of sway back and forth, though the path cuts through them. And when you get to here, you see something familiar. Much as you saw when you first came to Barovia, there is a large gate with high stone buttresses looming out here. A huge iron gate set in place, rusted and cold with dew clinging to them. The same headless statues of armed guardians flanking either side. And as you kind of slowly trot up to them, the gates instinctively open to allow you passage beyond.
Using my stone cunning, do these look exactly the same as the other gates?
You don't even have to roll, yes.
Yes! I've used the skill.
Dwarfs. Anyways, yeah. Traveling a little farther beyond that, the trail winds, some trees cut on either side. And from here, when you get to this point, you can see out over the distance. Let me grab that right quick. I love it when it tells me, it's like, oh yeah, no, that's in chapter 6. What page is chapter 6? Go fucking look it up, asshole. You can just tell me right there, oh yeah, no, chapter 6, page 125. Yeah, so the Old Svalich Road transitions here from being a winding path through the Balinok Mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into the fog-filled valley. In the heart of the valley, you see a walled town near the shores of a great mountain lake. Its waters dark and still. A branch in the road leads west to a promontory, atop which is perched a dilapidated stone windmill, its sharpened wooden vanes stripped bare. You
We
all are
know
correct.
that a windmill was part of our fortune, so
It
that
was
is
something that was mentioned, yes.
that is definitely another place we will have to go. Again, though, we know that with the distraction we've already had, we're barely going to get to town by dark.
Balin looks at you incredulously. A gypsy fortune teller just told him the lonely mill in the precipice hides a treasure within. And you don't think we're destined to be there?
I think we're destined to be there, just not today. She also knows this land, and it's a big windmill. I could tell you that in Phandelver, you'll find a manor full of cloaks of blue. And if you were new to Phandelver, you would be amazed. And I'll keep riding.
Divination's not that easy, man. Like, she's not wrong about some shit.
How do you know?
Kind of sucks in a gasp and hesitates a bit. Because you're the pirate queen. And you know that means something to you, doesn't it?
I'm not a pirate. I
Our
worked
old
on a
insight.
ship. I worked on a ship that took cargo places. I'm telling the truth.
I know. I'm trying to gather if you're like hiding something or what. Like you can tell the truth and not give all the details, but it's up to Lake if I can read that.
I mean, in regards to being a pirate, I'm not hiding anything. Right?
I mean, that's insight. Her that insight is enough to tell that she's telling. That's up to Tasha to tell you if she's telling the truth or not. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything to do with pirates.
So Balin's line here is like, yeah, I didn't know shit about you being on a ship until just now. You never mentioned that. She called you the Pirate Queen, so there might be a story there. I believe you that you were a pirate. Hint, hint, I fucking was. I think we need to spend the night at this mill. I'm telling you right now.
On our way back, we can visit. How's that?
Dude, divination's about timing. Like, she just told us, and now we walk by it. What if the pieces don't fall into place afterwards?
What time of day is it?
It's later in the afternoon. The sun would be setting probably in the better part of the next hour or two.
Ah, fuck. I really don't want to be out here, especially with the abundance of wolves, Balin. I'm just telling you that now. I mean,
how far of a ride are we?
I'll say, let's see here. Toshra, make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Because you have the highest passive perception, so I want to let you make the check.
Can I help her?
Oh,
No.
man.
Damn it.
I've done
Okay. You don't notice anything.
Oh.
I've done my share of plundering as well. And from what I learned, daylight's your best friend when it comes to essentially grave robbing. You want someone sneaking up behind you.
How far away is the town from here? Do we know?
Well, the town itself,
We
you
guess.
can see that the road very much curves and turns as it goes ahead. So, honestly, I could just reveal most of this because you saw most of this just from the healing. And the town is over here at the base of the lake.
This is a really dumb trail.
Yeah, it curves around the forest instead of cutting through.
Like, with the owl directing us, how long of a ride do we?
I mean,
Get down.
you can see the direction. It doesn't matter. To get there, it would take you. So you're probably 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe about 3 miles out at this point. And at 3 miles out on horseback, it would take you. God, I gotta look up another chart. Charts upon charts upon charts upon charts upon
20
charts.
minutes.
I looked this up the other day, actually, just so that I had it ready, and I found it. Not 140, 180. So, 3 miles you could probably make in probably about a half hour.
And how much daylight's left?
You would estimate an hour to 2.
Oh, an hour
Being
to
on horseback,
2.
you're making a lot better time.
Yeah, I don't have the cha to beg, so I'm just gonna kind of try to if we can have daylight and still search this out, but you can't tell me it's not weird that the lonely mill, where something that will help us, is right on our path, right at a crucial time where we either can go here or go to town. Anyone?
I'll go with you if you really want to.
Say that?
I'll go with you if you really want to.
I'm appealing to Blank Shot at this point. I'm like, listen, man, like, I don't know why I'm into this fucking future telling shit, but like, she can't say that, and then this happens. It's like if you don't roll the fucking dice, you know?
I'll turn to Tasha.
If it's 3 against 1, I'll go.
I'm not advocating either way. I'm letting you advocate.
I was gonna say no, but if Balin's gonna throw a fit over it, I guess I'll go.
Tashra, I'm not throwing a fit, I'm making a point. I don't give a fuck about anything, or at least I didn't, until I donned this blue cloak. I wanted to stay alive and make money. But right now, I'm telling you, that old fucking gypsy woman, I'm sorry, Vinashi woman.
Gypsy, Vistani, same difference.
Vistani,
Like,
yeah.
you get the idea.
Either
These
way.
are gypsy-like people.
He's emphatic, and I know he's not Kyler's. Listen, man, I've been reading a lot about divination and the future. I don't get it yet, but I'm telling you, she's not wrong. And I think if we walk by this mill right now, we're going to forget or miss or lose out on something.
All right.
And it
We'll
sounds
go.
like Strahd has been toying with adventurers for a long time, and it might end up killing us all if we just fucking skip it.
You realize the Vistani have Strahd's blessing. He could be fucking with us through them.
Yeah, but they also told us that they want us to kill him.
Isn't that what you would do to fuck with somebody?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not an expert in divination. We're either following footsteps, or we're just gonna get murdered anyway.
I'll follow you.
That's a terrifying thought, but okay. Double draws his swords. Let's go check out this mill.
You all, it's a little bit shorter of a march down the hill. There is a path here that leads down to it, and as you approach it, you see the onion-domed edifice leans forward and to one side, as though trying to turn away from the stormy gray sky. You see gray brick walls and dirt-covered windows on the upper floors. A decrepit wooden platform encircles the windmill above a flimsy doorway leading to the building's interior. Perched on a wooden beam above the door is a raven. It hops about and squawks at you, seemingly agitated.
Balin points at that raven like it's fucking proof. Like, what did I tell you?
There's also the folklore of the raven too here. The bringer of dead, or messenger of dead.
No, the one that carries the souls to the after. We haven't seen one living thing that's massive and wolfish besides these two assholes. No offense, Irina. Since we got here. There's a goddamn raven over there. That's a sign.
He looks pissed.
Let's just get this over with.
So, as you all kind of turn back to the windmill, the raven kind of drops down, flutters past you, Balin, and turns back and soars off towards the distance of Valaki. And in that instant, that's what we're going to call the session for this week, because it is 10 o'clock.
Nice.
And that seems like a good stopping point. Next week, you all can investigate the windmill, which Ismark will kind of turn and say, "This is your choice. We're close enough to Valaki that we could make it before nightfall. I don't know why anybody would want to investigate the old bone grinder, though."
Bone grinder?
And that is where we're going to call the session. Sorry, a little bit extra there. And
So two things. One, I realize, guys, I might be more annoying than you. A lot of things are hitting Balin's backstory in a way that I think he's going crazy, and I'm really digging it.
Yeah.
I love this campaign and what it does to characters. You don't expect that your character is going to behave this way, but then starts happening, you're just like, no, this would drive this person crazy.
I sent you a PM, but it's just like
I
all
saw
this
that,
stuff together. I'm like, Balin's got to lose it at this point because, even this isn't a spoiler, but the divination thing, I'm 2 levels away from going divination wizard. That's his fascination.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden we have all these predictions, and Balin's like, it's a fucking sign, because if you're into divination, everything's a sign.
Yeah. You went over the top.
Yeah.
I love it. No, that's great, man. He got
No,
inspiration
really
from
into it.
being Balin.
I got sucked into this. I was a religious mission, and now I'm in 3 different. A lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So
I
sorry
hope
if
you
I was
know that
disruptive.
I don't don't hate you.
I don't care. Out of character,
No.
no one can hate me. I'm a great person. But in character, Balin's a piece of shit, and his charisma's very, very low.
It's
Yeah.
kind of the opposite for me. I hate you as a person.
Aw, I'm not.
You like
Wow.
Balin more than me? Come on, Chris.
All right.
I know it's late, but the one thing I wanted to bring up earlier before the session wrapped was, did anyone else look up Phandelver spoilers after we finished the campaign?
Nope.
No.
No one did?
Nope.
Did
Oh,
you?
you didn't play it. Oh,
Yeah, I
the
didn't
minute
play
we
it.
finished. The minute we finished, I was like, what did we miss?
Yeah, but
You didn't miss much. You guys did a lot of that campaign.
There was a fucking +1 mace in that pool. We're past it. Come on.
there's a reason I didn't look them up.
We're past it.
I might
Okay,
play it
apparently
again.
there was a +1 mace somewhere. I don't even actually know where it was because I didn't look in. I read through it, but like I don't remember everything, and I don't remember where that would have been. So
I read through a lot of stuff, and I won't give it away because Chris doesn't.
I am
doesn't
going to
know.
log off. Great
No,
game,
I'm
everybody.
keeping
No,
myself.
no,
but-
no, no, no. I'm actually gonna go so I can eat some food. Have a good night.
I need to get dinner too. I haven't eaten
Next
yet.
week.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Either way,
I'll say
we
this:
missed a lot in Phandelver.
don't look up Strahd spoilers after you finish this campaign. If you guys do finish it, because this campaign has a lot to it, and it's
Yeah.
different on multiple playthroughs.
Mhm.
You can play through this campaign twice and get completely different results.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
will not do that then.
And I will say that card reading is a really big part of why that is.
Yeah, it seemed like it. I was thinking, like, this has got to be really important. And Tasha was
I-
like, this is crap.
I am so, you guys got really shitty luck, and I'm really
Really?
sorry for it.
Oh,
It's-
no.
I noticed
No,
that.
I'll tell you that that
That's
Dark
par
Lord
for the
reading where it's like,
course.
yeah, no, nobody here will help you. That's like saying, okay, so there are 5 things here that are important to know. 4 of them are things that will help you, and 1 of them is just important. And one of those 4 things is just like, oh yeah, no, it turns out nobody here will fucking help you. So it's like,
No,
oh yeah, those 4 things. It's actually 3 things. Sorry.
It's funny because like I announced 2 levels ago I was going divination, so and like the gravity of that scene, I was like, Balin's like fucking hooked, like whatever. So he might overcompensate for a lot of things he heard.
It's going to be fun going forward, I'm sure.
It's, I do want to say it's so weird playing Tasha because she's so mean, and I'm just not that kind of person in real life.
No, you could be as mean to Balin as you want. I don't read it that way
I
at all
know.
out of character.
It's just, it feels weird to play her because it's just so unnatural for me.
As the GM who plays literally every single character, it's weird when I have to play a character that isn't me, which makes me feel really weird when I'm playing the evil dictator asshole that kills people, and I'm very comfortable doing it. And
Yeah.
I'm just
Is
like,
it weird that you're playing Sildar number 2?
I didn't mean for Ismark to come off that way, but it just like it became that, and it's like, you know what? If that's just the character he's become, I'm gonna roll with it. Like,
Part of that is mostly Balin's prejudices, but Blinkshaw's confirmed it. Like, he's fit all the early Sildar moments. We agree, he's a douchebag, and that's he can never
Sildar rushed
redeem
to
himself.
help you guys when you got in a fight with King Groll, though. He didn't stay in the back. He rushed in to do his part. Of course, Balin doesn't remember that because he was unconscious at the time.
That one time he helped, I was unconscious, and as far as I'm concerned, Falk saved. No, Falk was dead.
Falk's
Mino
died in
saved the
the
day because you were showing Mino as well.
You know, of Australia.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, God, that fucking joke. But yeah, it another thing that makes me laugh about this is just it seems like the first campaign of NFL Endeavor, everybody thought Sildar was a decent guy. Every other campaign, people mess with him or don't like him in Ridbury. Like I mentioned that in my other campaign, people like there's one of the Fire Ganassi like buys turnips and have them sent to his room. And it's this weird thing where she like on one hand she's like messing with him, on the other hand she like pseudo flirts with him. So I'm like, Sildar has no idea how to respond to this person. So like there's a lot of moments where I as the GM, I just don't respond, where I'm like, yeah, no, Sildar just kind of stands there awkwardly like he doesn't understand what's
Shrug.
going on. Because I'm like, I don't understand what is going on, so he doesn't understand what's going on.
Like,
And when you've
I
confused
ran-
the GM, you've made an accomplishment.
I ran Feldever fit up with my goddaughter and her friends 2 or 3 seasons in, and Sildar. Like when you rescued him, it was like a heroic thing. It was like everyone was like, "Oh, we got the Aragorn character out of bondage." But in this campaign, which I ran after the fact, my character's my character and despises Sildar from the start, and nothing ever happens for Sildar to like set himself aside
himself.
from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, no, Sildar's a great, noble, awesome person who's highborn. And Balin's like, go fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck. I didn't see anything. So I heard you fell on our dead bodies and saved our lives, but you probably made that up because you're a nobleborn.
Or, Phil Dennis made it up for you because I think he was the one that told you that he did that.
Phil Dennis is totally capable of lying for him.
Oh, right. Phil Dennis is going to miss next week.
Oh no.
Fuck. If I can't find a replacement, you guys might just have to wait an extra week to play again. Because 3
Aw.
players, that might not be a good thing for this.
Yeah.
3 is pushing it. 4, I'll run it with. 3, I don't know. I will be looking for a replacement. I know it sucks because I know Clay is sitting here like, I don't even know if I am going to have to miss. I might be able to play for a while, but finding a replacement one way or another. And he doesn't have a character here, so it would be complicated just to do all that and stuff. So yeah, we'll see. We'll play by ear. If I can get another player and introduce them during the week, we'll play next week. Otherwise, we may have to call next week off. I will let you guys know probably by Sunday if you guys are going to play next Tuesday. Just
Okay, June 5 is next. Would be next game, right?